One,
One,
two,
two, three,
three,
four,
four,
five.
5. Okay, both good.
Like you, we miss football.
And while we wait with you, we've been inspired by the ways you continue to play together.
That's why we're bringing together 20 of the most historic clubs to compete in support of Global Giving's Coronavirus Relief Fund.
Stay safe,
Stay home,
play together. EA Sports presents the Stay and Play Cup.
Welcome, everyone, to the fourth and arguably most exciting day of the FIFA 20 Stay and Play Cup, because after the end of this day, we're going to find out who is in the semifinals as they look to become champion of this one-of-a-kind, very special tournament, which is encouraging all of us to stay safe, stay at home, and play together. I'm Jimmy Conrad alongside Spencer Owen and Mike LaBelle, and we are happy to have you guys here with us because we're going to find out which players have the skills and mental toughness to get to the Final Four as they look to lead their clubs to glory. Now, some of those clubs include Liverpool, Roma, and Porto, to name a few. So, guys, this should be a very exciting day of action.
100%. Every day has been great so far, I've got to admit. But we're kind of getting towards the business end of the tournament now. We've seen everyone play, so we know exactly what's on offer and who the best standout players are. And there's obviously a few, most of which coming from the Scandinavian region, it seems so far. And I've actually got only really one person, I think, looking at the rest of the field that can take down anyone from Scandinavia. Maybe give it a little bit of time before we reveal who that is. But yeah, very excited to see what happens today and see who makes it through to the next stage.
In fact, if I recall, Spencer said if this man that has not been disclosed today's broadcast, if he wins or if he doesn't win, Spencer's willing to take any dare from the chat or any suggestion, something's got to be done. But I will say this, it's not arguably, this is the most exciting day. We're in the final eight. We're going to have our semifinalists.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Now, Spen, we know the teams and we know what's at stake. Talk to us about the charity and the support here.
Yeah, of course, we're here for a very important reason. And thanks to EA, we've got $1 million that is going to go towards the Global Giving Coronavirus Relief Fund to support ongoing COVID-19 relief efforts as part of the tournament and its Stay Home, Play Together initiative.
Yeah, big moves there from EA. Very awesome of them. And make sure to visit us on twitch.tv/EA Sports FIFA to learn more about the Stay and Play campaign for Global Giving's Coronavirus Relief Fund. And now, Spencer, let's talk about the teams that are participating in this special event.
Yeah, you can see the badges of the teams on the screen now. 20 teams started this. Obviously, some have fallen. Some big names, I have to say, have fallen as well. No more Man City. No more Real Madrid. No more Tottenham. No more Chelsea. Valencia. Dortmund. Atletico Madrid. All these guys have been knocked out. Liverpool are arguably the kind of pre-tournament favourites, if you like, in terms of their UEFA coefficient. That still go strong with Trent Alexander-Arnold. But it really is the story of Scandinavia thus far. Particularly that of Jesper Lindström from Brøndby, who seems to be the pre-tournament and mid-tournament favourite.
Yeah, we've seen some big scalps be taken. Now let's talk about the rules about this tournament because it's unlike any other.
And we're into the final eight. Remember, they're all one-legged affairs. Single elimination is something that's very important at home. If you're just tuning in, 85 rated level teams in kickoff mode, which means that every single team is equal. Every player is 85 overall. And in the case of a tie, competitors will go to golden goal.
Now, I love me some golden goal, but I really feel like those old Major League Soccer penalties when you had to try and dribble the goalkeeper from 35 yards out in 5 seconds or less were pretty sweet too. Anyway, for everyone watching at home, if you haven't already linked your EA and Twitch accounts, make sure you go and do it right now so that you're eligible to win some rewards today, which are an untradeable FUT birthday player pack and an untradeable Prime Gold player pack. These items will be dropped to certain Twitch viewers during today's live stream. So go link your account now at ea.com/Twitch linking.
Yeah, there you go. Lots of stuff to look forward to, guys. But I think we can all agree the thing we're looking forward to the most is for this pandemic to be over and for life to go back to normal. And one way we can do that as quick as physically possible is if we work as one team. Doesn't matter who you support. Could be Liverpool, could be Dortmund, could be Brøndby, could be a team that's not in this tournament and you're just watching as a neutral. If we act as one team and follow the guidelines, stay home, play together, we can save lives quicker.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, Spencer. It's a very important reminder. Now to catch you guys up on everything that happened in day 3, because there were a lot of exciting action. Let's go back to this recap. Spencer, or excuse me, Mike, get into this first game.
Yeah, to start things out, we had Phil Foden versus Nabil Bahoui, and Bahoui showed resilience. He showed concentration because he completed this comeback versus the very Pep Guardiola-like Phil Foden on the sticks. Got to give a lot of credit to him. Made a lot of chances, did what was needed to be done, and he said that he's here to put on for his club. Look at that finish. Top corner, the best corner. No one's stopping that.
Into the next game now is João Felix, another young European talent of Atletico Madrid, going up Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon, and this is an example of the sort of goals Bruno was scoring here. These last passes, a lot of passes that certain players won't see. You've got to be a certain ability to see that pass and have the composure to play it, and the man from Lyon certainly had that. And he pulled out some great goals, a great amount of goals as well, it has to be said, celebrating quite loudly and clearly every time he scored. The Brazilian flair goes through with Guimaraes 6-2.
And then last but not least, we had Hakimi versus Jesper. And the Jespers continue to show form. Jesper Karlstrom did not disappoint versus Hakimi, staying very level-headed in front of goal, being clinical, being able to finish. He set the tone there to start out everything. You see the drag back. It's just a beautiful strike. You don't want to stand in front of that.
There it is. That is the recap from day 3. But we're going to take our first break. And when we return, it's going to be the round of 16 game that we missed yesterday. Ajax's Serginho Dest versus FC Copenhagen's Mo Darami. So don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you for continuing to join us on this Stay and Play Cup adventure, because with everyone working from home to make this tournament happen, there's a lot of moving parts to make the magic happen. We unfortunately couldn't show you Ajax versus Copenhagen yesterday, but thankfully, due to the amazing people behind the scenes that are working super hard to make this go, we have it for you today in its entirety. Ajax's Serginho Dest, who's making his debut in the Stay and Play Cup, taking on Mo Darami from Copenhagen. Now, Darami is a Scandinavian. They have yet to lose in this tournament. So we'll see if Dest can do it. Let's go over to Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley.
We're underway for the round of 16 game. Our final one of day 3 of the Stay and Play Cup. It will see Serginho Dest up against Mohamed Darami. Richard, a player that we got to see in day 1. He had to play that prelim round, so to speak, and he picked up a very comfortable 3-0 win in that match. Now he finds himself in a very difficult round of 16 game.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to commentate that game alongside Agger, national hero, national treasure in Denmark, and also a very good FIFA player in his own right, who's had connections with FC Copenhagen. He was telling us that Mohamed Darami got some training and some coaching sessions from coaches, players, esports personalities inside FC Copenhagen. So you've got to think that he is prepared as best as he could be for the Stay and Play Cup. On the other side of that, Brandon, Serginho Dest, we obviously know how good of a presence and a club Ajax are in terms of esports and FIFA esports. So do you think maybe some of that could have come across as well?
Certainly could have, because you are representing not just a huge football club, a European football club, but also that esports side of it, as you said, when you've got players like Danny Hackerberg, who's been on the books of Ajax for so many years. And I'm sure that Serginho would have played a few friendlies against Danny's. His first chance does come in. It's chance for Darami. And Darami will score.
Vamos!
It'll be win that gets on the score sheet. And you can even hear a little celebration from him there. Vamos! From the Danish forward.
Pretty comfortable finish in the end there as well. Onana left helpless in the goal. Nice pass across the box. Made it look very simple. Did Mohamed Darami in this round of 16 game. The winner of this will be facing FC Porto in the quarterfinals. And these two have matched up quite a few times in real life, Brandon, have Ajax and Copenhagen. Copenhagen with a slight advantage in head-to-head meetings, 3 wins to 2, and they've got a draw between them. The last time they met, Ajax won in the Europa League. 2016.
Second.
Vamonos! Vamonos!
Mohamed
Come on, boys.
Darami. Another goal for him. 2 goals to the good and 2 goals in quick succession in this game. 17 minutes into it. And the Dane yet to concede a goal in Stay and Play Cup action. Scored 5, conceded 0.
Very impressive. He's certainly up there with the Jespers and Bahui in terms of ones to watch in this tournament, Brandon. Got to think, could be looking at a potential All-Scandinavia final.
If you look at the last 2 days, since we moved into that round of 16, Richard, chance now for Dest. This is first chance in the game. A fantastic save, tipped over the bar. That corner will be played in now. And I'll talk about the point I was trying to allude to. That's a punch away. Keeper's down on the ground. Well, that ball comes straight back into the box. Well defended. But you look at the teams, Richard, that have dominated. Brøndby, Danish club. They are to the quarterfinals with Jesper Lindstrom, a fantastic player there. On the other side of that, we saw Jesper Kallstrom of Djurgården today. He was another great player that's done well. And then on top of that, Nabil Bahoui, another Scandinavian club, Richard. We could have 4 into the quarter-final stages.
A half of all the competitors in the quarterfinals will be Scandinavian if this game does continue. Serginho Dest has to pull something out of the bag right now. What's in that bag of tricks, you may ask? In the first 30 minutes here, we've seen a couple of glimpses of what might be in the locker for him, but on the whole, it's been a pretty comfortable Copenhagen opening third.
If you put it down to what we've seen, Rich, we've seen 2 chances created from FC Copenhagen and 2 chances that have been taken. Another great save. That's been superb in the Copenhagen net. 2 big saves already for the Danish side. And you look at FC Copenhagen, a team that has partnered with North Esports, have won the E-Superliga as well, the virtual league that goes alongside the Superligaen. And Darami, a huge fan of these players as well, needs that. Oh my days. Is this a team of the year in goal or something?
What a save that is, tipping it round the post. Corner played in to that near post, cleared by Copenhagen. But as you're saying, Brandon, he's got the poster of Agger and Marcuso behind him. And I tell you what, he's channeling his inner Marcuso and Agger right now. And Doi had to sweat that, had to pass that across the box. You're 3-0 up inside 35 minutes and you're cruising your way to the quarter-final.
Yeah, he had to play that, didn't he? That would have been a guaranteed finish, Richard. And he could have been 3-0. Cruising, you would say, into the quarter-final where, as we've already alluded to, Fabio Silva, the FC Porto man, is waiting patiently. And we'll be moving into day 4 of the Stay and Play Cup tomorrow. We'll have 8 teams left in the tournament. And we've already alluded to it a few times, Richard, today. Some of the teams that we've lost from the Stay and Play Cup. FC Copenhagen, could it be 3? It will be.
Vamonos! Come on, boys. Come on!
Mohamed Darami very happy with this performance so far, letting everyone know about it. He's representing Copenhagen
Could be 4.
extremely well. Dink
Oh
over
my,
goalkeeper. That's magic.
Golazo! Golazo! Come on, boys. Easy, mate. Easy.
Ooh.
I love it. I love the confidence from Mohamed Darami, saying it's easy. Is he going to win the entire tournament? That's what he'll be thinking right now.
7 goals scored for the Great Dane. Has not conceded in tournament football at the Stay and Play Cup. But as I wanted to talk about, we've had PSG leave the tournament. We've had Borussia Dortmund leave the tournament today. We've had so many big teams out of the 20 leave us. We've had Chelsea leave the tournament. Atletico Madrid today, again, another team that has fallen out. Some of these teams really have been a turn up for the books. Another dink. Another goal.
Come on. Come on. This is too easy, man. It's too easy, man.
I absolutely love it. Mohamed Darami letting everybody know who is king in this game.
Come on, boys. Come on.
5-0 up at half-time.
And let's be serious, Richard. If you're Sergio Dest, what can you do? He's just jumped straight back into the game. He's not made an attacking change. He's not gone through at the back at all. These are changes that I would expect a player to make if he believes, if he can make a way back into this game. I honestly feel like if there's any belief, it has been shattered.
I mean, when Mohamed Darami is on form right now, I don't see a lot of people in this tournament that could potentially stop him. He looks on flames. And realistically, if it's 2-0, if it's 3-0 at half-time, I'm all aboard. Make attacking changes. 5-0 at half-time? When do you consolidate? When do you say, you know what, let's just go more defensive. Let's not get this to an embarrassing scoreline. Because there'll be questions that you ask. Teams do it in real life.
Chance to break now for Sergino Dest. He's created 1, 2, 3 chances in this game, if we are being honest, but he hasn't been able to score. Could it be another? Ndoi.
Oh, no, man. I have to be goal, man.
You hear Mohamed Darami there, beating himself up. He's 5-0 up and he's still criticising his own performance.
Ndoi again. Being involved with a handful of goals, plays into wind. He can't turn his man, but still.
Come
Possession
on. Second balls.
will be there. You can hit Mohamed Darami cheering for all the second balls. There's a sweat on if he wants to find it. Tried to. I know Nana able to pick up the pieces.
Come on, boys. Second balls.
Stay composed. The words of Mohamed Darami. Composed is his middle name.
Finish. Finish.
6-0 up.
This game is
Zeka
finished,
runs
man.
away.
Come on.
And Mohamed Daramy potentially on his way to their biggest victory in the Stay and Play Cup. Up to this point, what was it? 6 goals. The advantage. He won 8-2. Jesper Lindstrom. 6-0 right now. This is more impressive. You're in a clean sheet.
In all honesty, Richard, I don't think we're stopping here.
Come on, boys. No. Come on.
Chance now. Consolation, if anything, for Sergino Dest in this Ajax side. Goes for a cheeky chip. There's the chip.
Think over the goalkeeper. A beautiful piece of trickery and skill from Sergino Dest. You heard. I think that's a big indication for me right there. It's 6-0 up and still extremely annoyed and frustrated that you concede a goal. That's not someone who's just come in to cruise a tournament, Brandon. That's someone who's come in to make a statement. Mohamed Daramy is not here to take part. He's here to take over.
Traore now will be a second for Dest.
Come on,
Needs
boys.
that.
Concentrate.
24 minutes left in this game. I mean, we've seen many miracles happen in FIFA, Richard, but 4 goals in 24 minutes, it would have to be miraculous from Sergino Dest going forward. He would have, for me, I just don't see it.
I mean, what's this, like 1,000 to 1? This is going to be the greatest FIFA comeback ever if he turns this game around.
Van der Beek. Links him with Huntelaar. Traore will try and burst forward. This could be another chance again. Van der Beek could be in. Huntelaar drops the shoulder, runs straight in to the path of Daramy, who's actually back defending for FC Copenhagen. They're trying to defend this lead. We're into the final 20 minutes now. It looks as if FC Copenhagen will be going up against FC Porto. For a 7th, this would put the game to bed if it wasn't already. No one can latch onto the ball in the end there. We'll go out for a corner.
I've been very, very impressed with Mohamed Daramy in this game. All the chances that he's created, he's dispatched most of them that have come his way. There's been very little wasted motion in the final third. Defensively, a couple of lapses of concentration in the back, but you can allow yourself to lapse in concentration when you're 6-0 up. You were 5-0 up at half-time, Brandon. Could be 7 right now. Wind gets the rebound off the goalkeeper. Last-ditch block off the line. Savers going up to 7.
Well defended in the end by FC Copenhagen. We have been spoiled once again with goals, Rich. We've been lucky enough to see 19 of them tonight. Or even 20, I should say.
That's 70 goals for the tournament.
We're nearing that number. I believe we're on the way to 70 goals. We've seen so many of them. So many different performances as well. Convincing ones that have been more tightly contested like that. Gordon, Borussia Dortmund matchup. It was only won by a goal. 2-1 in the end. Kallstrom does enough to get himself into the quarter-final. The chance comes in, but with a 4-goal cushion, Richard, with minutes left, you might as well write his name into that matchup against Porto, which will be happening tomorrow at the Stay and Play Cup. One more for luck. Enjoy with it. There's the goal. And that will do it.
He runs away, doing the Dybala celebration, a celebration that we've seen many of the players actually doing in real life when they've scored a goal. 7-2 victory for Mohamed Daramy with a couple of minutes left to play. What a performance.
Need time to follow any second now. Win once more. Daramy wants more goals. Going to fall into Win. One more. No way round. Onana in the end in the Ajax net. We've had 9 goals this game, Rich. We've had plenty of goals to talk about. Added time of just 2 minutes in our final round of 16 game. Seconds to play. Referee, are we done here? Yes, we are. Congratulations to FC Copenhagen and Mohamed Daramy. He will be in the quarterfinals up against FC Porto in day 4 of the Stay and Play Cup.
Thank you, Brandon and Richard. So if that game told us anything, is that they can't sleep on the Scandinavians in the Stay and Play Cup. They remain undefeated in this competition as Mo Daramy does the business for FC Copenhagen over Ajax and U.S. international Serginho Dest. So, Mike, I want to throw this to you because you said yesterday that you thought Mo Daramy was the weakest of the Scandinavian players, but after this performance, I'd like to think he changed your mind.
Appreciate that, Jimmy. Thank you so much. He's definitely making some noise. I didn't think that he had the ability to score goals and flourish like that. We didn't see that in his first matchup. A couple of his finishes could have even been put as maybe a little bit good fortune, maybe a bit of luck, but he's growing into his own now, and I think you actually have to look at him as being a potential favorite.
All right, Spencer, let's take a look at the brackets. Catch us up on everything where we are.
Yeah, we now know our final 8, right? Thanks to that Daramy result, we can see that he will go up against Fabio Silva in his quarterfinal, and we're going to see all these quarterfinals today. So we're going to know who the final 4 are at the end of play today. And then it's been said already, but I'm going to say it again. There's a Scandinavian in every matchup. There could be only Scandinavians left at the end of today. And if you're going to go on form, that is what you would predict to happen. But I'm hoping for a twist in the tail to keep it competitive.
All right, so with the last round of 16 game complete, we can officially start the quarterfinals, as Spencer said. And the first one up is Jesper Lindstrom from Brøndby, who is going to try to keep the undefeated streak alive and well against Roma's Justin Kluivert. Should be a great match, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the quarterfinals of the Stay in Play Cup. I'm Jimmy Conrad alongside Spencer Owen and Mike LaBelle. And guys, I'm going to be honest, I'm an eager beaver. I want to get right into this first match. Jesper Lindstrom versus Justin Kluivert. Brøndby versus Roma. This is going to be a fantastic first quarter final because Jesper Lindstrom has been doing the business in his 2 games so far in this competition. But before we get to that, I got a fun fact for you guys. The last time these 2 teams played against each other was in 1995. Yes, UEFA Cup round of 16, the second leg. Roma did the business 3-1 over Brøndby, and the living legend Francesco Totti scored in this game. Is at the Stadio Olimpico. So we'll see if Jesper Lindstrom can get some revenge for Brøndby. Spencer, do you think he can do the business? He scored 10 goals and only given up 2 so far in his 2 games.
Yeah, he's definitely the favourite for me, not just for this match, but for the entire tournament. However, anything can happen. It's a single leg of FIFA, and Justin Kluivert has shown in the game we have seen him play some decent skills in a very relaxed way, might I add. I think he's going to have to be really at the top of his game and concentrating if he's going to take down Lindstrom, though.
All right, let's take a look at his highlights from his first 2 matches. Mike, tell us a little bit about what makes him special.
Well, what makes Lindstrom special is that he has so many tricks in his bag and he understands the game really well. He's the only competitor that's a FUT verified competitor, which means that he is actually qualified to go into competitive qualifiers in the esports scene. And we don't see that in the pro scene at all. We knew something was up in his first match. It's the combination of some of the intricacies with the skills, the layoffs, the efficiency when finishing, and the variety of how he finished. Whether it was a finesse shot, you just saw a low driven. We're seeing him pull it back across, the use of the drag backs, how he incorporates some of the touches. And he really put on a clinic. He kind of set the tone and made himself an early favorite where we had to ask questions. Give us more information. What's happening next? How much FIFA do you really play? And that's where we got down to kind of the nitty gritty of getting all those key details. You see him just wiggling and working inside the box. It's a beautiful game. You have to understand the timing so well in FIFA. You have to be at an elite caliber position with playing this year's installment to really have some of these things in your locker, especially instinctively.
Yeah, and then Lindstrom took on one of your good friends, Spencer.
Yeah, I think that's pretty credit. Got an unlucky draw here because he's a good player himself, but he come up against arguably the most informed player in this tournament, and there was only one winner, and that was Brøndby's Jesper Lindstrom going 1-0 up here. And Suzar had the benefit of being able to see Jesper play first, and as a result of that first game we just saw, he went quite defensively into the game, but still couldn't live with him. Had a chance to equalise before this. It was well saved from keeper movement, which is another sign of an experienced player from Jesper, and then he went out the other end and scored a penalty. So less goals in that second game, but as we've seen him twice, we know a little bit more about him. And what I like about Lindstrom, apart from the fact that he's a great player, is that he's doing this for Brøndby, trying to put them on the map even more than they already are. And so far, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, you can see all the success that Brøndby's had with their esports team. They've won a few things, and they seem to do it every single season. Now, Mike, talk to us about his FUT team, because it's pretty strong as well.
Well, I will say this. Throughout a lot of the competitors, we've seen amazing squads, but you want to see a competitive starting 11. You're going into the weekend league. It's got everything you could ask for. The FUT birthday Di Maria item is brand new. I appreciate that. Of course, he has his 99 overall himself. You got to have that. Eusebio, Ruud Gullit, R9, all the big name players. A little bit surprised to see Sol Campbell as one of his center backs in that partnership because there's so many options.
Now we have Roma's Justin Kluivert going up against him. He won 2-0 or in his game 2-1, excuse me. But does he have enough, Spencer, to overcome the talents of Jesper Lindstrom?
If you go back to this game and you remember it, Juan Bernat actually had quite a few chances, and many would argue that he deserved to win on the balance of those chances. But Kluivert was ultimately more efficient with taking his. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you're asking me for a prediction, I think it's unlikely. But if you're watching this and you're a neutral, you maybe want a little bit of spice to change the tournament up, make it a little bit less predictable. If Kluivert was to come and get a result here against Lindstrom, it would really shake the tournament up and kind of rewrite all our current predictions. You can see a mistake there by Juan Bernat, which was capitalised on by Kluivert there, and a shake of the head from him to say, you can't do that when I'm around. So it's well taken there against the PSG player Bernat, who made a few mistakes defensively, and then Kluivert going down the left side here again, looking to get a second goal. And he's definitely a solid player. We've seen him one less time, of course, than Jesper, who played in the preliminary day as well. As his second goal there, nicely worked move. 2-0 win against the PSG player.
And Mike, what about you? Do you give him a chance at all?
I'm not giving him a chance. I've watched both of these guys play plenty. We have Spencer's trying to maybe build it up a little bit more, but I think Jesper Lindstrom is going to beat him with a significant scoreline. It's just the speed of play. Jesper plays much faster. He sees the game a little bit quicker, similar to real life where you're playing football. It's just also a tactical advantage in FIFA.
Well, when we interviewed Justin after his match, he said he was going to practice a lot more. So we'll see if that makes a difference against Jesper Lindstrom. Now we know that the players are locked and loaded. They're ready to go. So that's our cue to throw it over to Mark Hatcher and Dan Gaskin for the call of our first quarterfinal of the Stay and Play Cup. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Jimmy. And it is time for our first quarterfinal. What a journey it's been so far, Dan. Well, I mean, the surprises have come left, right, center. Every single player has impressed us in different ways. But you have to say, probably the tournament favorite at the moment from what we've seen is the player involved in this game.
100%. Lindstrom just looks so strong. His ability has been phenomenal. He's been just wiping opponent after opponent away. And I don't want to say it because I'm a big fan of Justin Kluivert. I just think this is going to be a one-sided match. I'll hold my hands up if I'm wrong, and maybe we'll see something different from him today. But Lindstrom's just looked a different class to so many competitors in this tournament.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think it's going to be an uphill battle is the way that I'm going to phrase it for Justin Kluivert. However, he did say he was going to go away. He was going to put the time in. And, you know, Roma have got some fantastic esports players themselves who are sure have been straight into his text messages, straight into the DMs to give him a few tips on maybe how to take down the favorite.
Yeah, and I think a lot of players have done that. They've had a little cheeky word with some of the pro FIFA players just to try and get some advice here or there. But there's always extra bits and bobs on the line for these players. I know for Lindstrom, he is a huge Liverpool fan as well as, of course, Bromby that he plays for. And he did say he would love to get the opportunity to play against Trent Alexander-Arnold. And if he wins this quarterfinal, he'll go into the semis where he could play Trent if Trent were to win his quarter as well.
Now, Justin Kluivert showed me in the last game that he has the ability to counter-attack quite well, which is something that I'm pretty sure if he's going to have success in this game, he's going to have to do effectively. One thing I noted as well, Dan, pretty sure that Justin Kluivert's playing a different room or something. Maybe just looking to get that extra little bit out of his internet connection. Maybe sure he's got everything set up this time.
Maybe the lighting has to be right. Check that the blinds aren't broken behind him. I'm sure they wouldn't be broken in Justin Kluivert's house. But you're right. He did have counterattacks against Bernard. He was able to... He was able to basically, there was a few times where there was a few defensive errors where the goalkeeper would play the ball to the left back or the right back, and he was able to intercept it. He always had his eye on the ball. He was always trying to take any opportunity that he could. And if he does the same against Lindstrom, who is going to be very attacking, Lindstrom is just going to look for goals. And we know he's going to look for goals. Then maybe Kluivert can pinch a goal here or there and might be able to do some damage here.
Yeah, you can see both players staying hydrated before the game as well. I absolutely love that. Getting completely in the zone for this game. And if you're watching for the first time, just a reminder, it's only one leg that we'll play. And if it is a draw after that leg, we go to golden goal. 85 rated squads across the board. So every single player who is on the pitch is 85 rated, keeping it as fair as possible. Dan, I was going to ask you for your prediction, but I'm pretty sure that you're siding with Jesper Lindstrom, yeah?
I am. I'm siding with Bromby, and I think they're going to try and get revenge for the real-life meetings between these two sides. Of course, we heard from Jimmy and Spencer and the gang that in 1995 they played in the round of 16 of the UEFA, and it was a victory for Roma. However, in 1991, they also faced each other in the semi-finals, and again, that was a victory for Roma. So the two occasions they faced each other in that competition, it has been Roma favoured. But I think this is going to be the time for Bromby to shine and put themselves on the map against Roma.
Yeah, you mentioned big matches in big tournaments, semi-finals, etc. Well, this is the quarter-final. And do you know what? Everyone's backing Jesper Lindstrom here, and quite rightly so. However, I believe in the underdog, is what I'm going to say here. Justin Kluivert, if you can hear me right now, I am backing you to do this for Roma. For all of the fans watching at the moment, you can definitely hear me. I saw a smile come on his face there. And by the way, Jesper, I'm sorry if you can hear me as well. I hope you have a great game. But I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with Roma in this one, Dan.
I think that's unfair of you to do that, really. If they can hear you, which I think they can, now you've just given a favourite. You've given your favourite to them. And that's going to give unfair confidence to Kluivert. Surely you have to be impartial, Mark. That's not fair.
Hey, I'll call this game straight down the middle. You know me, I'll call a spade a spade. I just want to get into this game down. The first quarterfinal of the Stay and Play Cup is going to be, I can guarantee one thing, it's going to be exciting, but I also think that it's going to be really nervy as well, Dan, because the further you get into any tournament, real life or on the virtual pitch, you start doing things you wouldn't normally do because of the pressure.
Do you know what I always say? There's going to be goals. And I know I always predict a lot of goals, and then it turns out that those goals don't actually happen. And I usually disappoint a lot of people by saying that. However, on this one, I think we are going to see goal after goal. Lindstrom, he won 8-2 versus Cahui's Leon in the first round, and then he beat Azpilicueta 2-0 in the second round. So he scored 10 goals already in the tournament across just 2 legs of FIFA. So I think he is going to do some real damage here against Kluivert and Roma.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You saw a shrug of the shoulders from Jesper Lindstrom. You saw a smile on the face of Justin Kluivert. It means that the quarterfinal is underway here at the Stay and Play Cup. Remember to use that hashtag as well to send in your questions to the guys on the desk as well. They might have an opportunity to answer some of those. But early on, it's going to be Jesper Lindstrom flying forward straight away. Lots of tricks coming out of the bag, and a little bit of fortune almost favours him as the ball just drops over the bar.
Yeah, that could have been the start of things to come if that one had been able to find its way into the back of the net. But you can already see the skill moves are being pulled out by Lindstrom, and he will start to toy with Kluivert. But he does need to be careful on the counter-attack. This is what we said. Kluivert does have that potential to just nip the ball away and then get in the face of his opponent.
And look who's on the ball. It is Justin Kluivert there on the far side. Unfortunately, just got muscled off of it by the defender. But you can see how this game is set up. I think we've kind of predicted the flow of and the pattern of play quite well here. Jesper Lindstrom's going to be the man who's kind of controlling the pace of the game, and it's going to be up to Justin Kluivert to make the most of those counter-attacks.
Fun fact for you, and you asked me before the game, I wonder how much Justin Kluivert gets compared to his dad, Patrick Kluivert. Justin scored his first ever goal in the E-Divisie in March 2017, exactly 10 years and 1 day after Patrick Kluivert's final career goal. It's crazy how things work out like that and how these days just seem to add up. But it has been already an impressive career for him. And I'm sure that he knows he has a lot to live up to with how well his dad performed in his career. But certainly the youngster seems to be going from strength to strength each season.
He's certainly bossing him on the virtual pitch. We've already heard that. They haven't played, but Justin definitely fancies himself in that 1v1 encounter. And to be honest with him, I think he's going to be pretty happy with the start that he's had here. He's had an opportunity to go forward, but the thing that's impressed me, Dan, hasn't been baited by any of the tricks and flicks so far that have come out of Jesper Lindstrom's magic box.
Yeah, Lindstrom's trying to kind of dance around the defence at the moment, and Kluivert has stayed pretty solid defensively. If he makes one little mistake, if he slips up just once, you know that Lindstrom is going to take full advantage of that. But Kluivert is certainly matching up against him, and on the ball looks very confident. The counter-attack seems to be there every single time. He just needs to get that final pass through, get that chance on goal, and maybe we can start to see an upset on the card, because after 17 minutes, it's still not looking like it's going to be that destructive game that we expected from Lindstrom.
It's been a little bit of a cagey start, to be honest with you. You can see the dragbacks and the step-overs have been employed around that 18-yard box from Jesper Lindstrom. But the longer that this game goes on, a little bit like in real life now, the longer it stays at 0-0, the nervier the favourite certain will get. Because, as I say, it's just one leg of FIFA that we're playing here. One goal can change everything.
And I wonder how much practice Kluivert put in as well after his victory versus Bernat. He won 2-0 against the PSG man, and maybe he wasn't expecting to get to this stage of the competition. Maybe he thought, oh, well, I'll play one, and who knows, I might lose. But after that victory, you start to get that belief of, okay, I might be able to beat another player in this tournament. Maybe I can go on and win the whole thing. But Lindstrom's coming forward now, and again, it's step over after step over trying to beat the man. But there is an absolute wall of Roma players in the way, and Kluivert holds strong yet again.
Yeah, defensively, hats off to the Roma man here. He has been absolutely superb, being able to quell the attack every single time that it's come forward so far from Jesper Lindstrom. We have to, of course, point that out. A beautiful little touch there from Mkhitaryan is going to find the ball out wide here to Kluivert. And now he turns back inside and he's prodding and he's testing the defences here of Jesper Lindstrom. But we have to say, we were impressed attacking-wise with Jesper Lindstrom's game in the first game that he played at the Stay and Play Cup, Dan. But it was his defence that impressed us in the second.
Yeah, just having that ability to kind of shrug off a few attackers and ensure that he wasn't hit on the counter-attack as well. Because it's all well and good being an attacking player and going forward and wanting to score goals, but if you leave yourself vulnerable at the back and you have no plan B, then you are going to struggle. Tell you what, Kluivert is almost getting through again. If one of these through balls just manages to worm its way through the defence of Lindstrom, we could see Kluivert take the lead. Because defensively, he has been solid.
However, a little rash tackle there, went to ground and slid in. Have created a bit of space here, but again, defensively, superb stuff there from Justin Kluivert. Wasn't baited by the fake shot, stood tall and stood strong and made a great tackle.
There is a little bit of a gap here on the left-hand side. We'll cut inside, but it's going to be defended well by Lindstrom. And there's also a big difference between these players in their in-game statistics in FIFA Ultimate Team, as Lindstrom is now through on goal here and will have a chance to go 1-0 up. But again, that's another Roma player in the way. Lindstrom only having a bronze item in FIFA Ultimate Team, 57 rated, whereas Kluivert's best item is a Europa League Man of the Match, 81 rated. I'm still saying I think Lindstrom should get a better item in game. I know he's got his own personal 99 Pro item, but I want to see something special if he does go on to win the tournament.
Hey, I'm telling you, the Stay and Play Cup foot item has to be a thing. It has to become a thing. But to get there, you've got to win this game first to give yourself that chance. And now it's going to be Kluivert getting a little bit fortunate on the edge of the box here. Nice interchange of pass, almost gets the shot away. Second chance here, and Justin Kluivert has taken the lead. What a finish when the chance was presented to him. The Roma man is inspired in this game.
And I think it might have been you that inspired him, to be honest, Mark. It was the smile you put on his face by saying you believed in him personally. And he has gone against all of the pundits, all the predictions. Kluivert taking a goal lead. I promised you goals, but I did not think the first one would go to Justin Kluivert. And Lindstrom now is going to have to come back from behind. And I wonder whether nerves are going to start to play a part in this.
Got to keep the adrenaline at bay as well. You can see there Justin Kluivert getting Justin Kluivert booked on the pitch with a little bit of a rash tackle after the goal goes in. But just before half-time here, if he could hold on, this would be a huge step toward a potential quarter-final victory.
And I wonder whether at the back of the mind of Lindstrom is just thinking about that semi-final, that possibility of playing Liverpool. All the pressure of everyone saying he's the favourite in the tournament and how they're expecting him to be the winner of the Stay and Play Cup. But after 45 minutes, it's Justin Kluivert and Roma who have a goal lead against Lindstrom and Bromby. This is not what anyone would have expected, but it has been a phenomenal performance from Kluivert. Defensively, has matched Lindstrom, and then on the counter-attack has had the ability to break through.
And the question was, how much has Justin Kluivert been practicing since his last game? I'm here to tell you a lot. The improvement has been astronomical so far. I want to check those text messages and the DMs to those pro players. I want to see what's been said. He's been putting in the work, and it's proving to be the work that's doing the business so far in this game. And now the pressure moves back to Jesper Lindstrom. We know how good he is going forward, Dan. He just needs to create that one chance in front of goal.
Needs to be able to break through. But I think you're right. I'm sure the pro Roma esports players, Dami and Zelonius, SpiderCon, they're going to be watching on and saying, all right, well, at least our info and our help, maybe he is going to really able to just kind of slingshot Kluivert into further rounds in this tournament now. And I'm sure the further we do get into the tournament, more and more players are going to be leaning on the help and the advice of some of these pro FIFA players, because just one little trick or one little skill move can make or break a game of FIFA. A simple drag back could win you a game.
A slightly nervy moment there when Justin Kluivert went sliding in with his own player on the pitch, already being on the booking. The last thing you want to be doing is getting sent off as your own player. But here comes Lindstrom now. Maybe a chance for him to find an equaliser. Tries to turn back, but again, defensively, Justin Kluivert has been a monster.
He's got the read on him every single time. We know what Lindstrom's wanting to do. Maybe Kluivert's been studying a little bit of footage here. It's always that drag back from Lindstrom after the fake shot. Just trying to beat the man and get the perfect shot away and have a clear-cut chance. Kluivert has not allowed that whatsoever, and I'm wondering whether Lindstrom is going to have to start hitting them maybe a little bit sooner, rather than going for that perfect opportunity. Instead, just taking a little bit of a risk, hope he can just maybe clip a shin here or there.
Well, we're about to enter the last half hour of this game. I expect to see some changes and some fresh legs brought on by Jesper Lindstrom. He's done it a few times, but now he's streaming forward inside the box, looking for the equaliser, pulls it back here, and we'll find the equaliser. 1-1 now in the quarterfinal. And that's why people were talking about this man so much before the game got underway.
That's what he's been looking for as well throughout this entire game, is just the stop, the fake shot, and just waiting for that man to drive onto the ball and being able to hammer it home. Great finish as well off the post. Every time Lindstrom's got through before, there's just been too many Roma players in the way, so he hasn't been able to go with the fake stop shot and be able to cut it back. But this time, Kluivert was just kind of caught from behind there. The through ball just penetrating the defense, and now we have a game on our hands. If we didn't have a game on our hands already, certainly going to be exciting these final 25 minutes or so, as the changes will come through, substitutions for both players. But I did promise people goals, and I'm glad that Lindstrom now is starting to fire them home.
Deep breath here, gentlemen. That goal was on the hour mark, so we've got 30 minutes left of this game to potentially find a winner, or it could be golden goal that separates the two players. But here comes Justin Kluivert from the restart. Great tackle, though, by Jesper Lindstrom. And now the man who was set up to counter-attack has got to be careful to counter-attack himself, Dan.
Is very quick with his pass and move play. He's been able to win the ball back here as well, and you can see how he twists and he turns, and he's very confident on the ball. A lot of FIFA has Lindstrom played. You know that in his spare time he's been able to do so. The fake stop job, but it's going to be through. And it just looks so easy when he does it. And maybe, just maybe, this is going to be the start of the goals flooding in.
What a turnaround it's been. 2 goals inside just a few minutes, and Jesper Lindstrom and Brøndby are back on top in this game. 1-0 down, pulled it back to 1-1, now the lead at 2-1, and that was just an example of how good this player is, Dan. Under pressure, stops up, goes inside, hits the finish. Beautiful stuff.
It's all about confidence. I think if he was a goal down going into the latter stages of this game, then maybe he wouldn't be able to perform so successfully with all these tricks that he's trying to pull out of the bag. But as he tied it up, he's gaining a bit more confidence. And then tell you what, that's a strike from distance. And Justin Kluivert, almost with his own player in game, able to equalise there. And that's what Lindstrom just has to be careful of. A couple of these long-range shots, one of them could just sneak in and take it to golden goal.
A corner here for Justin Kluivert, whips it in. Defender will get there, but it falls, and he's wasted the chance. I'm not sure what player that fell to. Don't know if it was a centre-back or maybe a player with not the greatest to shooting statistics, but you have to say, Dan, that's a big chance for Justin Kluivert.
It was. It looked like it was on the weak foot of one of his players for sure, but that's certainly going to be warning signs for Lindstrom, and he's straight into the tactics screen to change the formation, maybe to tighten things up at the back a little bit, maybe to ensure that he can press the attack of Kluivert, so there's not going to be any of these long distance shots anymore, and no chances of a corner where we might be able to nick one away. But what a game this has been, and what a way to start the quarterfinals. I was very excited when this tournament was announced and to see what kind of ability these professional footballers would have in FIFA. And it seems like every round they're just getting better and better.
The final changes being made. Last roll of the dice as far as a change of personnel is concerned for the players. 72 minutes on the clock now. Justin Kluivert's the man who's got to be pushing forward, but that might leave space open at the back here for Jesper Lindstrom to go and find that third goal and potentially a final goal as well. Oh, and he's done it! Jesper Lindstrom. He's not just good on the real pitch, he's pretty special on the virtual one as well.
Well, it was 3-1 in real life the last time these teams faced off against each other, but it was 3-1 to Roma. Lindstrom, however, has got revenge for Brøndby, as now it's 3-1 to Brøndby and Lindstrom. And I think surely this has to be too much for Kluivert to get back into. He's had a phenomenal game and he has looked so good defensively, but he just couldn't hold on to the latter stages of this game. And Lindstrom, again, just looking different class.
Concentrating on everything that is going down at the moment. Just wants to see out this win. Wants to get into that dream matchup against Liverpool. A potential dream matchup, we should say. And maybe now it's a case of just looking for a little bit of icing on the cake. Well, looks like the referee is actually going to give a penalty here, I believe. He just caught that as he went inside the box. Didn't go to ground, but it is a penalty here to Brøndby. Steps up, goes to the right. And you have to say, Maybe a little bit of fortune there, but no fortune in the performance from Jesper Lindström. 4-1 now, Dan, and surely that is game third match.
Still a smile on the face of Justin Kluivert, though. He knows he's given it a game here, but I think he knows full well that Lindström is just the better player. He has been the tournament favourite since we first saw him in round 1 against Lyon when he won 8-2, and he's been able to get 4 more goals here. And I tell you what, there could be 5. Still got plenty of time to be able to look for more goals. The floodgates could be open by this point.
As I say, it's been a great run from the Roma man. He dreamt for just a few moments just before half-time as well when he got that goal lead, and maybe he's going to look for another here to maybe start another dream. And this one might be of a comeback. It's 4-2 now. Just the 2 goals between the 2 players. Is there still time, Dan, for a comeback to be completed?
I mean, yes, there is still time. If he's able to nick the ball away here and get an attack going, 5 minutes, there's always a chance in FIFA of getting 2 goals. There is possession gain for Kluivert. On this attack, if he finds a goal, there could be a comeback potential. Can he do anything with it, though? No, he can't. Lindström stepped in. Absolutely massive tackle to regain possession.
And now he's away down this left-hand side as well. Just a few moments left in this game before it comes to its conclusion. And we will have our first semi-finalist of the Stay and Play Cup. Jesper Lindström once again looking to dazzle his way through on goal. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the shot away, Dan. But what a performance it's been.
Are we looking at our tournament favourite, Mark? Would you agree with everyone on the desk, everyone who's saying that Lindström is the man to beat at the moment, based on what you've seen in this game? Is maybe he's about to make it 5, stops up again, he's toying with Kluivert at this point, drag back, stop, and the finesse. It's absolutely beautiful.
To answer your question, Dan, I will ask you to go back and watch the last 15 seconds of what we've just seen there. Not many people can do that. And I'm not just talking pro players, I'm not talking footballers, I'm talking people who play FIFA all over the world. That's incredible. And with that, the quarterfinal comes to an end and Jesper Lindström marches on. Brøndby march on to a semi-final spot. Commiserations to Justin Kluivert. The dream was alive for a few moments, but this man on your screen right now surely has to be the man to beat.
But Justin, he gave us that little bit of hope, didn't he? That there was going to be that upset, going 1-0
just a little bit,
just before half-time. But I think that would have just spurred on Lindström. He knew at some point he was going to be able to break through. It was just a matter of when. He had to get that first goal, regain that confidence, break down the defensive confidence of Kluivert, and then he was just able to get goal after goal, and he was just free-flowing, just playing beautiful FIFA. Mike Labelle will dissect it, and he'll throw his hands here, there, and everywhere when he does so. But honestly, Lindström looks amazing.
I think one thing...
All right. Thank you, Mark and Dan. I do want to see Mike throw his arms around while he's talking about Jesper Lindström. I actually thought, guys, that Kluivert had a chance. He was good for the first 60 minutes. He's a 60-minute man. He clearly put some practice in. He was doing some defending that I thought was really impressive to hold up Jesper for a good portion of that game, but then the floodgates came. And actually, we're with Jesper now. He's going to be joining us. Jesper, another dominating performance, but it took you a while to get into this game. It seemed like Kluivert was a formidable opponent.
Yeah, he was actually so good. I was like, am I losing this game or what like what's going on? But then I needed just 1 goal, and then I knew like I will win this game, because when you always get that 1 goal, they're always like, okay, I got it. Then it's like, yeah, I knew I would win the game.
Another great performance from you, Jesper. So congratulations. Obviously, you know you're in the semi-final now, and we know you're going to play either another Jesper and Jesper Karlström, the Swede, or Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool. Have you got a preference in terms of who you think is the stronger FIFA player, but also who you'd like to see the matchup between Brøndby and Djurgårdens or Brøndby and Liverpool?
I think what I saw yesterday from Jesper Karlström, he's a good player doing dragbacks, doing like ball roll stuff. He's a good player. So I think he would beat Alexander Arnold. But of course, I would love like playing against Arnold. So I hope it's like Brøndby against Liverpool, of course.
and you've proven to be a magician around the edge of the box. Everyone at home always asks, how do I learn skill moves? What has been the key for you to be able to develop these combinations with some of the drag backs and the ball rolls and just different intricacies that you've introduced into your gameplay?
I don't know actually. I watch a lot of streams like from Castro and stuff, and from Dingo and Fredberg, of course, from the Bombay Esport, and like they know like how to get like the speed boost when you do a ball roll and stuff. So I just learned from them, and then like I'm trying to do something like similar to get like around the opponent. But Club was just very good like to know where when I made the like ball rolls and stuff. So yeah, he was a good opponent and very good defensively. But yeah, it's not like it's just training and doing like a lot of skills and like try to combine them.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep it up because you're playing really well, Jesper. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Jesper Lindstrom, fantastic performance. If you had to give it a grade, Mike LaBelle, I'll go with you, A through F. What kind of grade would you give that performance? Because it started a little slow for him.
It started slow, but he got the job done, and I don't think anybody's sitting here questioning who was the better player. I'd give him an A-.
Okay. Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, I would have given him probably a C for the first 20 or 30 minutes. And I started to really, obviously, you've mentioned Kluivert's defending was probably surprisingly good and better than we thought he had in his locker. You started to wonder. But once he got back in charge of the game, I actually think going 1-0 down was the best thing for him because it gave him a little bit of a shock. It made him think maybe this tournament's not got, the trophy's not got my name on it already. And I need to step it up again, which he did. And for what he finished the game playing, that was A+. That was unbelievable. And yeah, he continues to be the favorite.
And he was definitely dancing at the end as well. His confidence was good. Let's take a look now at the bracket we see here. Jesper Lindstrom does advance over Justin Kluivert 5-2 in the quarterfinals. Now he's booked his place in tomorrow's Stay and Play Cup, the final day of the championship day in the semifinals. Will he play against Jesper Karlström for a Jesper derby, or will he face Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool? That game is going to be coming up after this, so we're excited about that. Another Scandinavian goes through. And any surprise with regard to that, Mike LaBelle?
I thought Jesper would get the job done there. I was actually more impressed from Kluivert keeping it close so long, and then some of his defensive reads. It showed that he did research. He said that he was going to improve, and he definitely showed improvement in this matchup.
All right, everyone, don't go anywhere because when we return, it's another chance for a Jesper to get to the semifinal, but can he beat this man? Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool, who's already won once at the Stay and Play Cup. Can he do it again? Come back and find out.
Hi everyone, Jesper Karlström from Djurgården. Today we go again. Big game tonight against Liverpool. 6:10 English time, 7:10 Swedish time. Hope you will enjoy the game.
Hi guys, I'm playing Jesper Karlström soon in the Stay and Play Cup quarterfinals. It's going to be a good game, so make sure you tune in and make sure you stay safe.
There's a good look at both of our competitors here on day 4 of what has been a tremendous Stay and Play Cup. I'm Jimmy Conrad alongside Spencer Owen and Mike LaBelle. And guys, this could be a classic because both of these players have been excellent so far throughout this competition.
Indeed, I think you could make a case for either one here. I mean, the last game it was a bit more obvious as who we thought the pre-match favourite was, but this one, if I'm being really pushed, I would say that my head says maybe Jesper Karlström might edge it. My heart says Trent because I want a Premier League representative to go a bit further in this tournament, hopefully. And either way, whatever happens, we're going to have a great semi-final. We're either going to have the Jesper versus Jesper derby, or we're going to have this unbelievable matchup between Brøndby and Liverpool, which is the matchup that Jesper Lindström, the other Jesper, asked for and said he wanted to play the most. So let's keep Trent going if we can. I think anyone watching from a Premier League team would like some representatives to go a bit further.
Well, fun fact for both of you guys, the last time these two teams met was in 1948 when Liverpool did a tour of America and Canada. Yes, Liverpool won 3-2 over your garden, 3-2, excuse me. Bob Paisley, the man, the myth, and legend from Liverpool, played in this game. That is a long time ago, Mike. Can Djurgården and Jesper Karlström, look at that, get that revenge? That's amazing.
That is a true throwback, and it sounded like Spencer was going with Liverpool with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm gonna stick with the Jespers. I already decided in this matchup, because it is a difficult one to call, especially out of the 4 matchups, that I was gonna go against Spencer, whatever he chose. So I'm now decided. I know where I'm going. Let's get it done, Jesper.
All right. Well, you've heard from us. Now let's throw it over to our casters for this game. Djurgården versus Liverpool in the Stay and Play Cup quarterfinals. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, guys. And it is time for the second semi-final. Dan, we just saw when the two teams recently, when they last matched up, 1948. I was just wondering, do you think that Jimmy Conrad was an unnamed substitute in that? So this seems like
quite possibly.
Era, right?
Yeah, Jimmy was around there. I heard when he was talking about it, he all the flashbacks coming back to him because that was his day, back in my day, as he says. But yeah, our second quarterfinal and a chance at the dream semi-final for Lindström, which we just saw. But I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to be up against a really tough competition in Karlström here because he looked phenomenal on the days we've already seen him in the past.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's two quite similar styles of player as well. Both sort of very well-rounded, I would say. Nothing that really stands out in the way that maybe, Jesper Lindström has those dragbacks inside the box, but both very well-rounded players. Both scored some pretty impressive goals and a fair few goals in their previous games. So I think we will see goals, but I can also see this being a tight game. Maybe a 1-goal game, maybe a 2-goal game.
Yeah, quite possibly. In the first game that we saw Karlström, he beat Vallejo 5-2, Valencia's Vallejo, and then he went on to beat Hakimi from Dortmund 2-1. That was a much, much tighter affair. I think Hakimi was a little bit unfortunate not to come away with a little bit more in that matchup. When we saw Trent, he played against Vinicius Jr. 2 days ago. Of course, Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. That was a 4-1 victory for Trent Alexander-Arnold. It was a very tight game, but then once goal 2 had gone in, Trent just started to feel confident. He started to flow, which I think seems to be a common theme in this tournament. Once that second goal has gone in, people seem to feel a lot more comfortable in themselves, and then they find that third, that fourth. And I don't know whether it's just because it's a one-leg game of FIFA, so your opponent just pushes up and they look for the equalizer, so there's just naturally more space behind. But either way, this is going to be an amazing quarterfinal.
And of course, the winner of this game will go up against the man that we just saw take down Justin Kluivert in the last game, Jesper Karlström, a lot of people's tournament favourite. We're going to keep banding that about because of the way that he has played. So a tough game to come for either of these competitors, but it is our second quarterfinal of the Stay and Play Cup. Jesper Karlström taking on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dan, who's your favourite in this one?
I think it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold, if I'm honest. I know that Lindström said that he thinks Karlström will take it, but he wants to see Trent win just so he can get that dream matchup of Brøndby versus Liverpool. But from what I saw from Trent, he was just very well behaved in the way he played FIFA. Like, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He had a lot of structure to his game. He was more than happy to take his time when he was going forward. But at the same time, he would inject energy into his game at the right times as well. He'd often just kind of just flick a switch at the right time in the right place just to ensure he could break through a defense.
It was Jordan Henderson who was the man who was scoring goals for him as well, breaking from midfield. And that tells you a little bit about how he wants to approach the game. He wants to try and attack. He wants to get those central midfielders forward. But one man who's getting forward here is Jesper Karlström down the right-hand side, releasing the player who's managed to get to the byline here. He's got the cutback as well. A chance early on. Gets the strike away. Will it fall to him? Not on the second occasion. It will not. And the linesman's flag will go up for an offside decision here.
And you know, the other day we were talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold and his in-game FIFA Ultimate Team item, Mark, and you always told me he could play anywhere on the pitch because he was that good. I was doing a little bit of research, and Steven Gerrard actually said the same thing about Trent in real life. In his autobiography, he said that Trent could play midfield, he could play up front, he kind of play wherever. And Trent always modelled his own play style on Steven Gerrard, but then he just ended up being a fullback because it just fitted him naturally. And he is arguably one of the best fullbacks in the league, in the Premier League, if not the world right now. And he's so young. So I'm so excited to see what he can do in real life.
Well, let's see if he can keep up his form on the virtual pitch. Like Spencer said as well, the last remaining Premier League representative we have as well. And there's a strong tackle going in there. A real battle. Featuring Sadio Mane as well. A shot from distance here just to maybe try and catch his opponent off guard from Alexander-Arnold. What do you think of that as a viable option early on, Dan?
I think it's fine. You can play for a potential corner or maybe a rebound and it just bobbles its way in. Just kind of let your opponent know that you're there and you're not scared to shoot. Because then if they know you're not scared to shoot, they are going to pressure you a little bit more and it might leave a couple of gaps open at the back. So I'm always a big fan of just taking a couple of early shots just to impose a little bit of threat early on in the game.
We've seen a pause come in here between the players, maybe just having a little rethink of tactics, etc. Dan, and when we watch pro games, pauses are such a huge part of the game. Maybe just explain to a few people who are watching and maybe watching FIFA for the first time why that is.
So you can change a lot of tactics in FIFA, whether that be just a simple formation change, a player change, but you can also change the dynamic of your tactics as well. You can kind of set players to be attacking, to be defending, to play out wide, to play centrally, to cut certain angles, all these different things you can tweak and change that can really influence and make the difference in a game as that one's distant. I saw Trent Alexander-Arnold on his phone during that pause, so maybe he was having a little quick text to his buddy Tex just to get a little bit of info. I don't know, maybe.
We'll have to see if that works out for him, but it's Jesper Karlström who's the man who's pushing forward at the moment. Goes all the way back to his fullback, and there's a little bit of space in the middle for him here, and I just wonder if he's going to build towards a shot, and he's showing a few drag backs himself, something out of the playbook that we've seen from a few of the competitors so far in this tournament.
And that's what Jesper was saying in his interview earlier. Lindstrom was saying that when he's watching other players and he sees them doing drag backs and ball rolls, that's the first real indicator that they are a good player. You can be a all right FIFA player without having those kind of skills, but you know that they're at that extra level above when they start to add those skill moves into their game. Even though they're very simple at a base level, actually implementing them into your FIFA game can be sometimes difficult of knowing when and where to have them.
Well, apart from the couple of long-range strikes that we had early on, there hasn't been too many chances. But speaking of which, speaking of the devil, there's a huge chance here for Jesper Karlström. But unfortunately, the finesse shot across goal is just going to go wide of the upright, but that's a huge chance early on.
That's a huge let-off for Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm sure he would have been watching that ball go by with bated breath, and now just needs to make sure he does tighten up a little bit with those fullbacks, not allow those simple through balls to penetrate his defence so successfully.
Well, here comes the Jules Gordon's man again, and it's going to be Van Dijk who steps out, and if you've played FIFA, you'll know in Ultimate Team how valuable Virgil van Dijk is. Obviously 85 rated mode in this game, but he's still got that presence on the pitch. And here's Mo Salah. Can't find that final ball, and much like I predicted, Dan, it's been a bit of a tough to decide who's kind of on top in this game so far. Very evenly balanced.
Yeah, it's been a battle in midfield, and both players have looked solid going forward. Similarly to what we saw in Trent's first game, he's focusing on that right-hand side, utilising the speed of Mo Salah. He's also got Mane on the left as well. Even though it's 85 rated, you've still got to consider the physical attributes that come into play and the ability of these players and the stature of these players, how they can shrug off others more comfortably. Like you said, Van Dijk is always going to have that height, that presence, that body build, that stature that is just going to be able to barge others off the ball.
Well, this is defensive compatriot here. Robertson is going to have to do some work to get back, and he does well. And now Gigi Wijnaldum will move forward and look to pull the strings, and he gets Sadio Mane away down this left-hand side. Maybe just showed a little bit too much of it to the defender here. And well defended again by Jesper Karlström. Nothing between these two at the moment. 10 minutes till the break.
Similarly to quite a lot of other games we've seen, you kind of start 0-0 and no one really is able to get that first chance until around the half. And now that one's just punched away for a corner. But as soon as that first goal goes in, that's when the game really starts to open up.
Nothing from the corner here, but maybe a big chance on the counter-attack if he can't make this tackle. But Jesper Karlström says, I will make this tackle, and does make that tackle, and now keeps the attack flowing forward. The tackle in the fullback position there by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And now Mo Salah has acres in front of him to attack, Dan.
So much space, so much pace available. Does just whip it back post. He's controlled it, and that's going to be the first for Trent. Almost rises out of his seat in celebration, but then realises he has to stay calm, has to stay focused as Liverpool and Trent take a goal lead here against arguable favourite Jesper Karlström.
Big goal for Liverpool fans across the globe. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets the job done when that chance did come. But he has to take note maybe of the previous quarterfinal that we saw where Justin Kluivert went into the lead. One goal won't decide a game. You need to stay concentrated. You need to keep your focus about you and not concede again. But a pretty similar timing on the goal as well, Dan, just before half-time.
It does seem to be that the nerves seem to come into play just before half-time. That's when the mistakes start to happen. That's when we see players slip up ever so slightly. But maybe Karlström can find an equaliser here. Doesn't quite get round the defence of Trent. One thing I did notice when Trent played against Vinicius Jr. in the round of 16 game is Trent was not scared to go for that second, that third, that fourth goal. However, I'm wondering against Karlström here if we need to see a little bit more patience and maybe just a little bit more possession from him.
Well, here comes Jesper Karlström inside stoppage time, and he's going to strike a goal as well, but it's just rising over the bar. There was a huge opportunity to make it 1-1 just before the halftime whistle. But you can see the stats there. The one shot for Trent Alexander-Arnold, but the most important stat is the one at the top there. 1-0 to Liverpool. And Jesper Karlström and Gio Gordons have got all to do in the second half, Dan.
Yeah, 37% possession for Trent as well. I think that's something that he needs to work on. He needs to just look at that and say, where am I being unable to hold on to the ball? Where am I giving the ball away? Again, a demonstration there of just maybe not going for a simple pass and playing it backwards. But, you know, Trent in real life is a very attacking player. Loves to get forward, loves to score goals. And tell you what, if he can find a second, a third, he can put this game to bed. It worked against Vinicius Jr. And maybe he's going to do the same here against Karlström.
Good tackle there by the Liverpool man. However, possession still in the hands of Jesper Karlström. Moving down this left-hand side, you can kind of feel the nerves in the game at the moment. Both players valuing possession of the ball. Stops up now, turns back, tries to find the ball inside and does so. But again, just a final pass cannot be found. Well defended by Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I think something very different from what we've seen from the professional footballers to maybe the esports players is how they read the game and how they predict their opponents, as well as almost a back post header. Ball has been picked up. Henderson, of all people, strikes again. Still has possession, does Trent? Maybe a second bite of the cherry, no. But something I've noticed from Trent's gameplay is he's just very good at reading his opponent and predicting what they're going to do. He picks up their kind of natural possession styles and he tries to counteract it very successfully.
He's managed to get to the byline here, and what a ball across goal that is! Jesper Karlström is back into the game. 1-1 now between the two players. And Dan, you have to say that little bit of play by the byline. Perfect wing play, perfect FIFA from Jesper Karlström.
He was just waiting for that striker to get into the position for the tap-in. If you can be patient, if you can beat that man and you can bide your time, Just allow those attacking players to get into those positions. You can get that cutback. As Trent maybe will try and do something similar here, but instead recycles play. And again, there's that patient build-up that I said he so desperately needed. Starting to really feel his way into the game, even despite the equaliser here.
He tries to poke that one through. You can see the run from deep there, but just couldn't find the player, unfortunately. And now, as we're about to hit the hour mark in this game, still tied up at 1-1 between these two players, and it has been a fascinating encounter between the two. You have to say, Dan, 1-1's probably a good scoreline to reflect upon how the game's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though there's been more possession for Karlstrom, I'd say that Trent's definitely been more than happy with how he's played and definitely matched up well against Jesper Karlstrom, who some were saying were the favourite for this game. But what I love about this competition in general is we're seeing teams that haven't matched up against each other in real life in decades. I mean, 1948, the last time we saw Liverpool versus Djurgårdens. Like, it's insane that we're even getting that opportunity, even if it's just on the virtual pitch.
Well, here comes the Djurgårdens man, Jesper Karlstrom. Was 1-0 down in this game, found the equaliser in this second half. And now he's looking not only to take the lead, but with the way that this game is going, maybe even potentially a winner. Steps away from one man. Nice little turn as he approaches the 18-yard box. Tries to get round the outside of Van Dijk, but not just on the virtual pitch. There's a lot of players in the Premier League and across the world who have tried to do that and has had the same amount of success.
He's just a brick wall in both real life and on FIFA. Plenty of space down this left-hand side as again Alexander-Arnold is trying to penetrate these wings. Finds a ball through the middle, but the keeper just picks it up. And I feel like you were correct in your assumption of this game, Mark. A very tight game that could just come down to that one late goal to send one of these two players through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, maybe it'll be something like we just saw there. Almost turned into a goal. It was a mistake from Jesper Karlstrom. A little misplaced pass, which created the space in behind for him to try and find. But unfortunately for Trent Alexander-Arnold, pass was just over hit, but here comes the Liverpool man again. Releasing Mo Salah. Running down the wing. I'm sure Liverpool fans will be breaking out in song if that would have turned into an opportunity and potentially a goal, but it's Karlstrom again. Defending superbly well, and now there's a counter on this left-hand side for the Djurgårdens man.
But well intercepted and almost Trent Alexander-Arnold using his own player in game to leave himself vulnerable at the back. He flew forward as the right back, as he does so many times in real life as well, just trying to win that ball back in dangerous areas. As here is Salah again on the right-hand side. Can he beat the man? No, he can't. Karlstrom's done very well to keep Salah at bay throughout this game, and Salah was the main point of attack for Alexander-Arnold against Vinicius Jr. in his round of 16 tie. So maybe he's kind of targeted that and seen that, and he's defended well.
Look at the space in behind here for Jesper Karlstrom. He's inside the box. Can he find the pass? It gets cut back. Can he finish? Oh, he's hit the post. But on the rebound, it is going to be the goal to give him the lead. Fortune favours the brave. And the breakaway goal means that the Djurgårdens man, Jesper Karlstrom, has turned this game around.
As Trent kind of slumped in his chair there, it's always the difficult pill to swallow when your opponent shoots, it hits the woodwork, and then they're able to get a second bite of the cherry and they're able to put it away. You always say, where were my defenders for the rebound? But there's still time for Trent. They go into the pause screen, substitutions can be made, fresh legs can be brought on. But certainly, Karlstrom may have the lead here, but this is not game over just yet, Mark.
Absolutely not. We've seen chances at both ends, and a little bit of fortune might be the thing that decides this game. It was a great breakaway from Jesper Karlstrom. He did well to find the man in the middle, and some people might say maybe the initial finish should have hit the back of the net and not struck the post, but having struck the post, it fell back to the man in the middle, who gleefully put it away. 2-1 now in this game, and not too long to go as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool have had some late goals over there in their favour in the Premier League. Can he be the man to find yet another one?
Lots of room on the left. Can he beat this first man and play the ball into the middle? Finds the one pass. He's on the edge of the box. Could strike if he wants to. He plays it short. There's plenty of space. Trent Alexander-Arnold He was down, but he wasn't out. And straight from the kickoff, finds Firmino. And it's 2-2 now. Liverpool fans rejoice.
Bobby Firmino, the man, for the big moment. Created the opportunity, and having been down for just a few moments, took the opportunity well as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold showing the mental side of FIFA as well. Not beating himself up, just coming back and replying immediately. And now you're seeing more changes. And this is the custom tactics, Dan. This shows how good these players are.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's been a Liverpool man since he was a boy. Went through the youth system, found his way into the first team. Liverpool through and through. And he wants to keep Liverpool in the Stay and Play Cup. The last Premier League representation. The last hope for England. But what does Jesper Karlstrom have to say? How will he answer back now after that goal from the get-go? Or are we going to be heading towards golden goal? That's what will happen if we get to 90 minutes here, folks.
Well, will it be a last gasp goal here from one of these players? Surely a goal at this stage would win it. And it's Jesper Karlstrom is the man who has possession of the ball. And in FIFA, that is the name of the game. If you've got the ball, you are controlling the game.
Will he just look for this final attack here? Will we go into added time? We'll be able to turn one man. He's through. That's a nip of the ankles, though, and it's going to be a free kick, Mark.
A free kick in the final seconds here. Brings a few players close. Is he going to go for goal? Is he going to go for the spectacular? Is he going to look to finish this one in style? Jesper Karlstrom. Oh, the line. On the rebound. Oh, over the bar. Almost a grandstand finish to this game.
Trent just needs to calm himself down now. Potentially has a chance for one last attack. No, he doesn't. The final whistle goal goes, and we go into golden goal then. Between Djurgården and Liverpool. Two football names that I never thought I'd say side by side in a quarter-final, but here we are. As Jesper Karlstrom has been phenomenal all tournament, but he seems to have found a match in Trent Alexander-Arnold. But who do you think is going to take it, Mark, from what you've seen?
Honestly, it's flip a coin at this point. Both players have given as good as they've got. It's been back and forth. It's been up and down. But in that last second, the free kick, not just the fact that it was a free kick, it was about 3 inches away from potentially being a penalty as well, Dan. And that would have been even more heartbreak potentially for the Liverpool fans around the world and Trent Alexander-Arnold. But the free kick, I think it was a combination of a save on the crossbar and then the follow-up as well, blasted over. I mean, if you want drama, the virtual pitch can provide it.
And I love the fact we saw a direct free kick as well. And you might ask me why, and it's when we see esports players play FIFA, often they'll just lay the ball off and they'll try and pass their way into the goal. So I always appreciate someone having a direct free kick. And we've seen a few go in already this tournament, so I thought that was going to be it as it rattled against the crossbar. But golden goal then. Djurgårdens versus Liverpool. Trent versus Jesper. Will we get a Jesper versus Jesper semi-final? Or will Lindstrom, who's waiting in that semi-final, get that dream matchup of Brondby versus Liverpool? All it's going to take is one goal here for either of these players.
If you thought they were nervous before the game started, well, think about how they're feeling right now. One goal, one mistake, one bit of genius from one of these players will decide who goes through to the semi-finals. And just making a note here, it is Jesper Karlstrom who had the kickoff as well. So he's going to have possession from the start of the game, but well defended by Trent Alexander-Arnold.
And I'm sure in real life, both of these players would have made those mistakes that they couldn't sleep at night because they kept replaying it over and over. But are they going to make that same mistake on the virtual pitch? Because then they'll be replaying that moment over and over as they go to sleep. Oh, if I had only have made that pass, if I had been able to score that free kick.
This is a great move here by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Quick passing, interchanging. Wijnaldum now, massive chance! What a save from the goalkeeper. And Jesper Karlstrom is going to thank his lucky stars there that his goalkeeper's come up huge for him in golden goal.
A deep breath from Karlstrom as he knows that was almost it. That was almost the game. It was almost him out of the competition, but he lives to fight another day. Or at least to fight for a few more minutes. Depending on whether Trent can get the ball back here. You can see how he's jockeying with his players and just trying to cut out all these passing lanes to make it very difficult for Jesper to break through and get through on goal.
But Jesper's being patient, biding his time and trying to wait for that opening to present itself. However, as you say, Dan, Alexander-Arnold defended so well, but then maybe just a little bit careless with possession, gives it away. And now Jesper Karlström and Djurgårdens can come forward on this left-hand side.
Trent does want to attack quickly. We saw that in his game versus Real Madrid. He's very good at the counter-attack, but maybe it could come back to haunt him here. But no, he steps in again, just cutting out possession. But here we go. It's just speed. It's just, I want to go forward from Trent.
Oh, there's loads of space here for Mo Salah as well. Inside the 18-yard box. Golden goal potentially. But just wide of the target once more.
I thought he was going to lay it off. I thought there was going to be that just oncoming striker who just smashes it home for him and sends Liverpool into the semi-finals. But alas, we carry on in golden goal. It's more possession for Trent Alexander-Arnold here, though.
Now, if you're just joining us, welcome along. 0-0. Golden goal is where we are at the moment in this quarterfinal. The game was tied up at 2-2 to send it to golden goal. And you really can feel the kind of nervous energy and how tentative both players are being at the moment, both defensively and offensively.
Karlström a lot more methodical with his build-up in comparison to Trent Alexander-Arnold, though. But he gives that one away, and here comes Trent instantly lumping that ball up the pitch and trying to get him on the counter-attack. It's the over-the-top ball to Salah on the right-hand side. Will he be able to whip this one across? No, he can't beat the fullback. And again, Karlström has his number on that left-hand side.
There might be a chance of the counter-attack here. You can see players streaming forward here for Jesper Karlström and Djurgårdens. Goes out wide here. Couple of little skill moves just to try and find a bit of space, but the nerves really start to show between the two players now. Is this going to be the chance to win it? No. Huge block in the middle of the box.
Trent's been able to do that time and time again throughout the first 90 minutes and even in golden goal, is just get the right player in the right place at the right time to defend any sort of goal-scoring opportunity. But here's a nice little 1-2, finds space, drives it home! Oh, it just goes wide! And what a chance that was!
Oh, but a mistake from the goal kick here. He's presented the ball straight back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a save from the goalkeeper, my word! Trent Alexander-Arnold can't believe it. Jurgen Klopp can't believe it in game. I can't believe it sat at home. Corner here for Liverpool. Goes short, and Jesper Karlström. Oh, my word. He's going to be sending a message to his goalkeeper after this game saying, thank you very much, but now on the counter-attack. Surely not like this. Djurgårdens into the middle of the box, goes for the strike, but a comfortable save from the goalkeeper.
So much drama. I can only imagine the heart rate of both of these players. It's from the corner, but Alisson just keeps it tight to his chest. And again, we see Trent Alexander-Arnold just trying to quickly play the ball up the pitch. But Trent can't quite believe it. He will be kicking himself after this game if he doesn't come away with a victory. So many opportunities to win this in golden goal. But he just has to stay focused, has to forget all of those chances.
Well, here comes Jesper Karlström again inside the 18-yard box. Can he make one count? Surely! And there is the golden goal! Jesper Karlström has held his nerve in the quarter-final and will progress in the Stay and Play Cup. Golden goal, the only thing that can separate the two players.
Absolute heartbreak for Liverpool.
Wow.
Absolute heartbreak for Trent Alexander-Arnold. He came so close, Mark, like 2, 3, 4 times, but he just wasn't able to get there.
Yeah, unbelievable game. We're going to send it back to Jimmy and the guys now to break it down. What a match that was.
Wow. That was unbelievable. Maybe the match of the Stay and Play Cup. I still can't believe Trent Alexander-Arnold gave that one away. He had so many opportunities. An instant classic here, Spen.
Yeah, I think that was the game of the tournament for me. Had so many great moments and golden goal coming in. Trent should have won it on the balance of the chances. Ironically, two of Jesper's goals were very Trent-like goals from his tie before. So well done to Jesper.
All right, well, we have Jesper with us right now. Congratulations, my friend. My question is, you had your lucky scarf yesterday. Where's your lucky scarf today? Did you not need it against Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Don't worry, guys.
There it is. There it is. Congratulations. What was the difference for you? Because he had a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, really tough game. Good opponent, but I think my goalkeeper did some excellent saves, and at the end I had the finish in the end.
So you go through, Jesper, to the semi-final. Congratulations. It's going to be the Jesper derby. Jesper Karlström versus Jesper Lindström. Have you seen any of Jesper Lindström's games, and do you think you can beat him?
Yeah, I've seen him. I saw a bit of the game against Roma now, and really good player. But as I said yesterday, I'm going to put the focus on myself, and I think I can beat him. Yeah.
And you said you're going to focus on your own game. What do you take away from that matchup against Trent? What did you want to work on? What do you think you did really well?
I think he got in behind my how do you say, my wing backs sometimes. So I have to work on my defense a bit more.
All right. Well, Jesper, thank you so much for your time after the match. Congratulations. And we'll see you tomorrow in the semifinals.
Yes. Right. Thank you very much.
All right. Jesper Karlström, everybody. As Spencer said, we have the Jesper Derby happening. I'm not sure if that's something that we expected when this tournament started, but we have it now. And here we go. Karlström advances in golden goal 3-2. A big result for another Scandinavian club. They continue to just steamroll throughout this tournament. Let's take a look at the bracket, Spencer.
Yep, as we talked about, the two Jespers are through to the semi-finals. So we have our first semi-final booked in. Lindström versus Karlström. Sweden versus Denmark. It's going to be a great one. And we're going to definitely have a Scandinavian in the final, which we kind of could have predicted from a few days ago, such as the quality of their performance. But we have two more quarterfinals to come. We've still got to work out who's going to be in the second semi-final. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, as Spencer said, 2 quarterfinals are done, but we have 2 more to go. Plus, we have a special guest, a GOAT of competitive FIFA. He's going to join us right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back once again to the Stay and Play Cup, which has been pitting top pros on the real pitch against each other on the virtual pitch. But I assure you, none of them would have a chance against one of the most dominant forces in competitive FIFA, MS Desari, who is so good and has so much belief in his abilities. He refers to himself as the king of the jungle. So let's learn a little bit more about him.
What drives me is to be the best ever who played the game. I like to consider myself as an offside trap specialist. It's something I enjoy, especially when I watch a real football game. I like the defenders to be up, so it's a strategy that I always choose. And for now it's working.
What a night for Desari.
In the last 3 years I was a champion in each year, and I'm the only player who done that.
MS Desari once again.
My motivation for FIFA 20 is to win another major and to secure myself to the World Cup. But that's a new season. Everyone have the game. Everyone can train. Maybe experience could do a big thing. Next year rivalry, I don't know. Every year there is a different champion. So let's see who punches me first.
But what about tech?
And look who is joining the party with Spencer and Mike. It's MS Desari. Thank you so much for your time, my friend.
I'm really happy to take part of this, and hopefully you can see some entertaining matchups.
Okay, well, you had a tournament of your own that was very similar to this. Talk us through what you did and how fun it was.
I did a tournament. It was mainly for the golf players in our region, and I had to get two of my friends, who's Aubameyang and Courtois. They played also in the tournament. We had a fun tournament, and it was mainly to let people have some fun in these tough days.
And I've said it before. There. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
Spence.
Mike, go ahead.
Okay, I'll take it then. I was gonna say I've said it before, but the sky is blue, grass is green. You can count on MS Desari lifting a trophy every single year. So, what does it mean to you to be able to say that you're a FIFA E World Cup champion?
It really means a lot. It's obviously give you a lot of confidence, a lot of hype, but also you don't need to forget that it gives you a lot of pressure as well. But I'm fine with the pressure. I'm playing, as I told you before, every year I'm playing for a pride since I was the world champion. I always love to be number one, and every year I'm trying my best to be number one.
And obviously people that are looking up to you now and coming through the scene themselves, they've got you as an example among many other players as well who are doing great things. But when you were growing up, obviously that wasn't such an obvious trajectory for someone to take, a professional FIFA player. So who were your inspirations when you were looking ahead?
I was playing as most of the players do. It's like just a hobby. I love football. So whenever I have time, I just play FIFA to play football, basically. So my two inspiration, it was Abdi Shehri, Mr. Don. He won the World Championship 2015. And then when I started the pro level, it was Gorilla, because he was the World Champion in 2017 as well.
Okay, I don't know if anybody caught this, but earlier you said casually, yeah, I'm just friends with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Thibaut Courtois. No big deal. That's quite a flex, Desari.
I'm really happy to be friends with these guys, and I support them now.
No, it's very cool to have those friendships, and it's really good for the sport overall, both on the real pitch and the virtual pitch. All right, everybody. So we're halftime in this broadcast of Day 4 of the Stay and Play Cup, which means we got to move around. Now, we've been having a Keepy Uppy challenge. I did mine yesterday. Okay, I am currently in first, but apparently, look at that photo of me, looking good. And a lot younger than Mark Hatcher thinks I am, by the way. He looks about 50 years older than me in this photo. He's in second. But because Mike and Spencer, who went first, have only juggled, look at that. It wasn't great. We're going to give them another opportunity to have a crack at me at the top. So, guys, go get your footballs. Move your chairs, take off your headphones. We're going to wish you the very best.
I was going to say that graphic makes it look like I'm last, but Dan Gaskin's been pushed off the graphic because he was so much slower than me.
Anyway. Yeah, Dan
we
Gaskin
don't have a lot of space. Start
count.
making excuses, Ben. Let's do it. Line us up with excuses.
All right. So they got to last longer than I did, which was 20 seconds.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Yeah. Can we talk about that shirt?
Oh, come on. This is something in the way right now.
I didn't even tell you to
He's
start
too
yet.
bad.
I was just going to get into a streak.
Jeez.
I want a second go.
Oh, Mike.
I got interference.
Come on. We have North American respect on our hands. Oh,
Spen's doing better this time around.
He is. He is. Wow.
I don't know if he
I think
topped
I'm still on
8
top.
seconds, actually. I don't know if he topped 8 seconds.
I think Mike LaBelle's in Dan Gaskin territory, not a place you want to be. And then
Thank you
Spen,
very much.
I definitely won
I think you did better than your 5 seconds before, but still not going to overcome you at the top.
I don't know if Spen beat the 8 seconds. So what's the final count on that?
I
got hit by a desk, by the way. My desk hit it. It wasn't me. I would have been still good to go. I want to throw that out there.
All I'm hearing is excuses. All right, let's get to social media, get to some of your tweets, because we want you guys to join in on the conversation. This one is from Mike. He says, wow, Jesper Lindstrom is a beast. Incredible game. He is good at the 18-yard box. He's going all the way to the final. I see no one stopping him now. We agree with you, Mike, but there's another Jesper that might think otherwise. And this one's from Jared. Unbelievable game from Trent Alexander-Arnold, watching from Bermuda. Thank you for watching, my friend. The best match of FIFA I have seen from a real-life pro player. That is high praise. I don't know if that's going to make Trent feel any better, but I'm sure he'll take some solace in that. And then here's from John. Gutted by the defeat by Trent. But even in FIFA, you never walk alone. Up the Reds. Thank you for watching, John. Try to pass that message along to Trent. I'm sure he's a little bit gutted right now that he lost that because he had so many opportunities. And now on the last one, Anton says, Trent Alexander-Arnold just lost to a golden goal after dominating in extra time at the quarterfinals of the Stay and Play Cup. And I can genuinely say it's the best sporting drama I've watched for weeks. We appreciate that. That's one of the perks of having this tournament. We get to see a lot of great action. So thank you for watching, Anton. Now, if you guys want to join in on the conversation, make sure you tweet at EA FIFA Esports and use the hashtag Stay and Play so that we can read it on air. We want to hear from you.
And also, guys, don't forget, make sure you have your EA account linked with your Twitch account, because if you do, you can be some of the lucky few that get rewards dropped in their account, such as the untradeable FUT birthday player packs we've been giving to a selection of Twitch viewers just now. So remember, link your EA and Twitch accounts and watch to be eligible to earn rewards.
Also, please visit us on twitch.tv/EA Sports FIFA to learn more about the Stay and Play campaign for Global Giving's Coronavirus Relief Fund. Yeah, a lot of good things. Stay safe, stay home, play together, everyone. And now here is the next match. Nabil Bahoui from AIK against Bruno Guimares from Olympique Lyon. Should be a good one. Both of these guys are fantastic players. Who has the advantage, though, on this, Spencer? You know, it's a tough one.
Well, I'm going to title this game as the match of the entertainers, because these guys are both really enjoyable to watch, and not to take anything away from their FIFA ability. Obviously, solid players to have got this far in the tournament, but we love Bahoui's kind of little videos he's been making and telling his opponent to make sure he's ready for him. And likewise, both of them in-game are very exciting to watch. They react a lot. They give it a little bit of volume. So I'm looking forward to seeing the fireworks that could follow. But I think Bahoui might have it.
All right, now, Dasari, you've watched this tournament. You've seen the two matches today. If you could give tips to either one of these guys, what would you advise them to do?
My small tip is just be confident and just trust yourself, trust your abilities. And I think Bahoui have it. So let's see.
All right. Well, Bahoui is a very good player. I know Mike likes him a lot. What do you think, Mike?
Bahoui's got much better balanced gameplay in comparison to Bruno G. Bruno's got great attacking play, but lots of space on the defensive end. And I'm a Bahoui fan. I'm ready to get myself an AIK kit. I want Bahoui on the back. I'm ready to go out and make this happen.
Yeah, he's very confident. And speaking of confidence, MS Dasari has a ton. I'm glad you brought that up. Bahoui has shown it a ton. But let's take a look at what Bahoui had to say.
What's up, guys? Nabil Bahoui here. Today is the day. AIK versus PSV. 6:30 UK time, 7:30 Swedish time. Live on Twitch. Be ready. See you there. What's up, guys? Nabil Bahoui here. It's time to get back to work. Today is City on the other side. The game starts 5 o'clock UK time, 6 o'clock Swedish time. Tell Foden I'm coming. I just want to say I'm always like cocky in prediction and I'm confident in preparation, but I'm always humble in victory or defeat. You Understand? I have a good team behind me. I have a Snapchat group with friends, and I call them my scouting system. So they watch like Foden 2019 on YouTube. So I know he played a lot of central. So I close the central, you know. So the guy. So that's my secret.
Yeah, a ton of confidence there from Nabil Bahoui. What I love is that I don't know, Spencer and Mike, you can agree or disagree here, but he's got the same cadence when he's given his let's say confidence in throwing some banter at his opponents. Very similar to Emis Desari. Do you guys notice the same?
Yeah, I think it's just that is the mark of a very confident person. You know, he doesn't need to convince you of anything. He's just like, this is how it is. I'm ready. I hope my opponent's ready. I'm going to do the business, and I'm sure he will again here.
All right. Well, speaking of confidence, let's get to this tweet that you put out, Desari, after you had won a competition in London. You love winning in London. There's only one king in the jungle. I love it. What were you thinking here?
We all love it though. Mainly, I was thinking about like 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. I think I lost to Texan for Champions Cup final. So then started the action, and then I watched the UFC fighter Habib saying it. There is only one king in the jungle. So I had like, yeah, whenever I want, I'm play Tex and I'm winning against him, I'm tweeting that 100%.
Do you feel after that happened that it was really good for the FIFA scene? I kind of feel like it was awesome. We had this really big momentum. Like every time that there was a chance that you guys would meet up in a potential tournament or a future tournament, the chat erupted. I saw social media go crazy. You name it. It must have changed things a little bit.
Yeah, obviously, like we loved it at the beginning. But I think, yeah, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the play. I personally enjoy playing each other. And I hope when things gets better and we get back to our normal competitive scene, I play him again because I always enjoy playing Tex.
Now, Desari, we saw Nabil say he had a Snapchat scouting network. Do you have a scouting network?
I don't, so that's 1-0 to him.
So what, do you not scout opponents at all?
I do myself, but he have a team. I don't.
All right. Well, I respect that. I appreciate that a lot. All right, guys, we're going to take our break, but when we come back, it is the next big quarterfinal in our matchup. Nabil Bahoui, can he do the business against Bruno G from Olympique Lyon? Don't go away.
Bruno, estoy aquí.
I can't get enough of Nabil Bahoui. There he showed us his scouting network from Snapchat. I didn't really know if it was real. I thought maybe he was just throwing it out there, but he has confirmed it. He is one of our competitors today in the quarterfinals of the Stay and Play Cup, our third quarterfinal of the day. I'm Jimmy Conrad, alongside Spencer Owen, Mike LaBelle, and the 2018 World Cup champion, MS Desari. Now, guys, this is a big one. Now, what your prediction, Spencer? I'm going to go to you first. How many goals are going to be scored? Because both of these guys, both Bruno G from Lyon and Nabil from AIK, can score a lot of goals. And then, of course, who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think there will be plenty of goals in this one. I think it'll be a really entertaining game. Both these guys thoroughly enjoyable to watch play FIFA. But I've got to go with Bahoui. I think he's going to edge it. It could go either way, but I certainly want Bahoui to progress because I think he's a great value for this tournament in terms of the extra content he's given us, and his attitude in general is contagious. So let's see what happens, but I'm going to tip Bahoui just.
Okay, Mike, what about you?
I said this yesterday. I've got Bahoui to the final, so he's going to get this win. It's going to be a 5-2 scoreline is my prediction, so we're coming in strong.
All right, MS Desari, I already know who you're going with. You're going with Nabil. You said it a little bit earlier. Now we're going to throw it over to our casters, Mark and Dan, who are going to be joined by MS Desari for this big quarterfinal matchup. Guys?
Yeah, an absolute treat, Jimmy, to have a world champion join us on the cast. Obviously, Dan Gaskin alongside me, but Desari, fantastic to have you here on commentary, my friend.
Likewise, my friend.
So, Dan, now we're into the meat and bones. Now we're into the big games now. The third quarterfinal of the day against two very eccentric people, we have to say. Two exciting players, both on and off the field. What are your views on this matchup?
Firstly, a lot of respect to Bahoui for sipping a cup of tea before he went into his analysis. As a British man, as British men, we can appreciate a tea lover. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. I seem to say that a lot, but both of them, they've been scoring goals in their round 1 or the round of 16 and the round of 32 if they played in it. We've got two very attacking players here, so it's going to be an explosive game.
And Desari, you said a little bit earlier that confidence is the key here, right? For success for any of these players going into the games. What would you suggest to them if they go a goal down in the game, though? What's sort of the big bit of advice that you would give them to get back into the game?
I think they still need to focus and to learn their mistake and to try to analyze the game quickly. I know it's a little bit hard, but these are the things that made you win championships.
Okay, well, there you hear it from one of the best to ever do it. Desari giving all the advice. I'm sure the guys are listening in at home at the moment as well. Desperate to pick your brains. And I just want to say, by the way, the Snapchat support group for Nabil Bahoui, you've got to be impressed with that, right, Dan?
Very impressed by that, especially the little zoom in, the analysis, checking where the defensive errors from Bruno might be. However, in real life, Bruno is a defensive midfielder. So I'm expecting him to be very good in the midfield, knowing which angles to be cutting out, where to be positioning his players, how to dominate the possession, control the game, slow the game down, and whether Bahoui is going to be able to break through that and play his attacking football that he likes to so desperately perform in FIFA.
And Desari, my question to you before this game gets underway is, do you think we should set up a similar support group for Mike LaBelle when he's attempting kick-ups?
Nah, I think it's gonna be a shame for us, to be honest. He don't have any skills.
You hear it there. Once again from a world champion, Mike LaBelle has no skills, but two players who have skills on the pitch, Nabil Bahoui and Bruno Guimaraes. Looking forward to this one. Of course, a semi-final place on the line in the Stay and Play Cup. I'm excited to see who goes through on this one. I think you're right, Dan. I think this is going to be a tight affair.
I'm really happy you didn't throw me under the bus as well there, Mike. Mark, that means you are a true co-commentator, instead putting Mike in the firing line instead of sending me and my keepy uppies into a Snapchat group. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty explosive game, I would say. I think we will see both players try and dominate the midfield. However, as soon as that first goal goes in, I think there's going to be attack after attack after attack.
Bahoui somehow manages to keep the ball in here on the near side and gets inside the box. A couple of drag backs, exiting the same way that he came in, and maybe slightly guilty of overplaying it there. But sorry, the fact that these guys have got so many skills under their belt, have you been impressed with the general level of play that we've seen so far in the tournament?
Yeah, I did a tournament before. I was really even surprised with the players. Whenever I play a player, I feel like their attack is okay, good, but mainly their defensive is not the best. But as the last game I've seen, their defensive level is really good, and I'm hoping to see more and more levels.
Well,
A
no
little Ronaldo chop there.
Here. As yet, the Ronaldo chop comes through, but Bruno from the corner does have a chance to potentially take the lead here. Just trying to whip one in, but the keeper manages to bring it down. And we are playing in the 85 rated mode for those who've just joined us who don't know how it works. I mean, Dasari, have you ever competed in an 85 rated tournament? How do you find that's different from using your usual players in Ultimate Team?
It was like once I played against my friend, and like it was really like when you play Ultimate Team and you play the 85 mode, like it's really different. So I enjoy playing the Ultimate Team with the icons, to be honest.
Well, there's a huge chance here, and it is the first goal of the game. A salute to the camera from Nabil Bahoui. He loves the 85 rated mode. He loves the Stay and Play Cup. And again, just getting down that byline. A beautiful little cutback. A simple goal. And Nabil Bahoui keeps his momentum going in the Stay and Play Cup.
Yeah, the goals seem to keep rolling. 4-2 against PSV and then 2-1 against Man City's Phil Foden. Bruno did beat João Felix 6-2 in his round of 16 game, so he certainly has goals in him as well. I don't think this is going to be a simple affair for Bahoui. He's now going forward. Bruno on the edge of the box, drag back, can get a shot away if he wants, but an incredible defence, an incredible read of the game by Bahoui.
I feel like Bruno. Yeah, I feel like Bruno attacks like really good, and Nabil like Bahoui is trying to control the game more. What do you think?
I think that's a completely fair point. I mean, you can see at the moment the sort of counter-attack being set up by one and one trying to control the game. That's kind of what we've seen from a few players so far. But the question I wanted to ask you, obviously we've got a lot of pro footballers playing at the moment. Who's the best pro footballer, in your opinion, that you've seen or played against?
That's a tough one. I think there is a pro player that calls Firas Al-Brikan. He's a striker for Al Nassr Saudi club. Like I even play with him pro clubs, and he's an Elite 1 player though. So verified for Champions player.
There's a lot of talent for sure in the pro scene, and I imagine that's only going to increase the more that people's eyes are put on the Stay and Play Cup with all these players competing against each other. I'm sure that if we get the opportunity to run it again, that there would be a lot of players who are suddenly popping up to get involved, Dan.
I want to see a Stay and Play Legends Cup with retired footballers as well. I think we'd get the likes of Gary Lineker on the sticks, Julian Lescott. I know Lescott plays a lot of Ultimate Team, and he has been part of the Global Series as well. We've seen him on the desk, so I know he would want to get involved. Maybe that's something we could consider. Get some of the oldies on the sticks.
I don't think he will enjoy saying an oldies, Lescott, but I think I would love to see it though.
You beat me to it. I was about to say exactly the same thing. Even if that is the case, Dan, I'm sure that they've still got more skills in the locker than we saw from you in the kick-up challenge. I'm sorry I had to do it to you, friend, but
look,
if we go back to our game now.
All right, it was a size 1 football, and if we are on the size 1 leaderboards, I'm winning. That's all that matters. We'll leave it there.
So 1-0 in this game at the moment. Nabil Bahoui still with that goal advantage, but it's been a little bit of a battle of midfield at the moment. No player really being able to get too much of a stronghold on the game. A shot from distance here will be blocked, but who do you think's been on top so far in this game? Is it Bahoui, Dasari that you think with that 1 goal advantage, or do you think that Bruno Guimaraes has had just as much of the play?
I think Bruno's now closer to equalize than Nabil to score the second goal. Like I love how Bruno press and like to play forward. So I think he's closer to equalize.
Corner played into the box there and just cleared away fairly comfortably initially, but the second wave of the attack is about to start. And the second goal here would be absolutely huge. Gets the shot from distance, but off balance. That just flies wide of the target.
They've been very open games from what we've seen throughout the majority of this tournament. Dasari, from the games you've seen, there's been a lot of attacking football, but maybe not many players kind of holding on to the ball and trying to keep possession. Just as we watch this one, the keeper does manage to grab it. Do you think that players just want to score goals and they're not thinking about kind of like time wasting or anything like that?
I think Bahoui have a little bit of game management, like more than Bruno, obviously. So I think like we need to wait and see. It's just still the first half, so there is plenty of time.
Well, here comes the Leon man, Bruno Guimaraes. Great ball on the inside of the defender here. Fake shot tries to get back inside, but I think he'd bet on the defender committing to the tackle. And you have to give some credit there to Nabil Bahoui and standing strong.
You could see the disappointment there from Guimaraes, though. He knew that was just the wrong skill move to go for in that situation. Sometimes your thumbs don't do what you actually wanted them to do, and you don't get the skill move out there you wanted to perform. But at half-time, it's going to be 1-0 to Bahoui, and it seems like his Snapchat research club and his tea sipping has done him a favour. But a close game in terms of possession and shots.
Yeah, as you can see, like Bahoui's holding the possession 52 and the Bruno with 48 possession. I feel like Bruno is rushing a little bit once he goes up front. So I think like if he just calm it for a little bit and try to find the best solution. Although I'm loving his quick passing.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with his quick passing in and around the box. It's just that final ball a few times, or that final skill move to create the half yard that kind of separates the very best from very good players, should we say.
It's still a close game, though.
Into the second half, then, of the quarterfinal. And it will be Bruno Guimaraes here stepping forward and going for a shot from distance to start the game off. A lot of power in that strike, and the goalkeeper turns it behind down.
As far as I'm aware, these two clubs have never faced each other in real life, so a chance to make history for one of these players for their clubs against the other. Of course, it won't go down in real football statistics, but we'll pull it down on our own in-game FIFA stats, and we'll know it's happened. But there's the groan of disappointment yet again. Both of these players feeling every single pass, every single through ball that doesn't quite get through. Desari, how hard is it to kind of keep yourself focused when you are having like disappointing passes or you miss a shot?
It's really hard, but like that what makes it the best. You know, like I know like it's a little bit when you get frustrated when you miss a chance or when you miss a pass that leads you to a chance. But like, you still need to be focused, especially when the game is so close and when you face a good player as Bruno.
Well, here is the chance for an attack, and again, Guimaraes just can't find that final ball, but maybe a chance here. Traore goes across goal, and the goalkeeper scrambles to get down to make the save and quell the danger just before there might have been a potential rebound opportunity. But again, just on the edge of that box, you have to say that Bruno has looked dangerous.
Yeah, he looks really dangerous going forward. He looks like he has this equaliser in his locker. Can he play the ball across here? Is he going to be able to beat the man? It hits the post. Disappointment again for him. Frustration starting to kick in now for Bruno.
And now on the counter-attack, Nabil Bahoui, having just almost conceded the equaliser in this game, might have a chance to double his lead and put a little bit of daylight between him and his opponent. Ball inside the box here, goes onto the left foot, strikes it towards the near post, but a good save from the goalkeeper.
Sorry, if you're in a game of FIFA and your opponent is kind of having chance after chance after chance and it feels like they're about to equalise, is that the time when you should be going into the tactics screen and changing a few things up?
Yeah, definitely, like 100%. Like, especially like when you're still 1-0 up. I think you should go to more defending formation or more defending tactical.
Oh, on the rebound, it is going to count. Nabil Bahoui again salutes the camera, salutes all of the fans at home. A little bit fortunate maybe to fall back to him in the middle of the box, but you have to say he has been pressurising. And now Desari, what does Bruno Guimaraes do here in the tactics screen?
I think he needs to put like a formation with maybe 3 or 4 in the back, but like definitely like 4 or 5 players in the attack. He needs more players in the attack, more players in the opponent field. And maybe to press him more and a little bit just think about the first goal, and the second hopefully will come shortly.
So then, an uphill battle now for Bruno Guimaraes to get back into this game. Still got time left, though. Something we should point out here. Plenty of time to create 2 chances.
I still don't think it's finished yet. Bruno have time and they have like levels in attacking. So if he scored a goal before 85 minutes, he still can. Game on.
Almost manages to sneak one through there as well with the all just cut across the box from the left-hand side. But I think you're right, Dasari. I think that there's definitely still goals in this one. Bruno just needs that one chance to be able to break through. But Bahoui, he also looks very scary going forward, and this could be a third, but that's a great challenge, great block, and the keeper will keep the ball in play. So he has to get forward now, has to start playing some very quick attacking football, does Bruno.
Well, here is that attack then. Beautiful little interchanging passes here. Guimaraes unfortunately couldn't initially get that pass away, and then unfortunately couldn't get the second one away either, and a chance on the counter-attack here. You can see it on this near side for Bahoui, and you have to feel a third goal at this point in the game might be all she wrote for Bruno Guimaraes. Header back across goal! And Nabil Bahoui is off. He's gone. The celebration is continuing right across his house.
He's off to make some more tea. Get into that Snapchat group. Start planning for your next opponent, because you are on your way to the semi-finals of the Stay and Play Cup. It has just been a shining performance yet again from him. And I don't know what it is with these Scandinavian players, but they just seem to be going from strength to strength each game.
Guimaraes maybe needs to get one now if he's going to have any chance. But again, great defending. What's been so impressive for you, Dasari, about Bahui's performance overall so far?
Like, Bahoui is playing like mostly in counter-attacks, and like you know how to use it. And he's clinical as well. Like, he got like 3 chances, and 3 of them was a goal.
And you can't argue with those statistics. 3 chances, 3 goals. You're going to win a lot of games if that is the case. 83 minutes on the clock, and you can see Guimaraes may have a chance here to go forward, but at this point, is it just going to be a consolation? Has he just shown too much of that to the defender? Yes, he has. And again, Nabil Bahoui is going to come away, this time on the far side. And AIK, all the fans are going to be absolutely buzzing about this result.
It's going to be 11 games in a row now for Scandinavian players getting victories. We potentially could have an all-Scandinavian semi-final, depending on what happens in our last quarter-final of the day, between Darami and Fabio Silva. Fabio Silva is going to be the last outsider, as it were. There's almost a fourth found there. But we have a Danish player, and now 2 Swedes in the semi-final as well. And honestly, I am so impressed with the Scandinavian process. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Nabil Bahoui, take a bow! Goal of the tournament, without a doubt, the overhead kick from the corner. I mean, Dasari, you'd be happy with that one.
I am. I'm really happy.
Unbelievable strike. And for Bruno Guimaraes, that is just salt in the wounds at this point. But Nabil Bahoui, the entertainer off the pitch, the entertainer on it. What a goal that was.
A goal to remember for him, I'm sure, and a game to remember, as he will march on to the semi-finals, and Bruno can just watch on and I think just applaud and appreciate. And speaking of applauding, there's Bahoui again, gracious in victory, and he has done the job. He prepared for it, and he has performed well.
Unbelievable stuff there from Nabil Bahoui. Dasari, an all-round performance. What was the... I mean, I'm going to ask a very obvious question here, and I hope that you give the answer I'm thinking. What was the highlight of that game for you?
It was an unbelievable game. Like, I still think Bruno deserved more than 4-0 victory, but well played to Bahoui.
That's going to do it all from that quarterfinal. What a game it was, and what a goal it was. I'm sure that Jimmy and the guys are going to want to talk about it a little bit more.
1000%, Mark and Dan, and sorry, good to see you again. I mean, that was a comprehensive performance because Bruno G took down Joao Felix 7-2 yesterday. So for him to lose 4-0 in this one is quite impressive. We have Nabil with us, or we will very shortly. I'm very excited to hear his thoughts. Oh, there he is. Nabil.
What's up? What's
Man,
up, guys?
Your Snapchat scouting network is A+. Congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you so much. I give the 50% to my guys behind me.
Yeah, I mean, this scouting network is. I think we've got Emma Tassari is going to ask a question after me, and I think he might want to potentially approach some of your scouting network and give them a job. They're doing great things. But talk to me about that game and particularly that last goal. Did you mean it? Were you aiming for the overhead kick in the box?
Yeah, it's like sometimes when I put volley, I put on this L2, and then sometimes they do crazy stuff. So I was leading, so I just tried. It was a little bit lucky, but yeah, to be honest, I'm just happy to win.
And you said the scouting network is 50%. I want to know, what did they tell you before this game? What was the scouting report?
Yeah, it's guys from my neighborhood. They are really young, like under 20, and I tell them to watch the players I play against. So they look the background. I need to know everything. So this guy, they told me, Bruno, all respect to him, he was really good. They told me that he's really poor behind, and he's really good offensive. And they send me the spaces where I should get the ball and what type of tactic I should play. So it's a little bit advanced, but I don't want to say everything because I still have maybe 2 games left. So
Okay. So Nabil, I still remember you when you played in the Saudi League, and congratulations for going through. My question is what was the key of your winning? Was it the first goal or the second goal? It was the major key of switching the game, because we see after the first goal you scored, Bruno was a little bit dangerous in attacking.
Yeah. I think the key this game and last game was the defense. The first game I was not so good defense, and I know if I just keep good defense, then the chances will come in the offense. So, and he missed one. I think he shot on the post. Maybe he deserved to get the goal there, but still, I think the defense was the key in this game.
Well, Nabil, congratulations again. Thank you for your time, and we will see you tomorrow on Championship Sunday.
Thank you. See you guys.
All right. Nabil Bahoui doing the work. A good performance, a great performance in many eyes, especially with that bicycle kick to finish it off to make it 4-0. Maybe one of the best performances we've seen, huh, Mike?
I'd say so. I expected there to be a little more back and forth with the goals, but Nabil, I told you, was better with his balance, having both the attack and the defense, and he just keeps getting better.
All right, and what does this mean for our bracket, Spencer?
Well, it means we've got every spot taken in the semi-finals but one. There is one game left, and that is between Durami of Copenhagen and Fabio Silva, the youngster, 17 years old, FC Porto. He remains the only non-Scandinavian player left in the tournament. So unless Fabio Silva can get the victory over Durami, it will be either Swedish or Danish winner 100% for this tournament. So I'm sure it's not just going to be the Portuguese that are going to be backing Fabio Silva to try and have a little bit more of a varied Final Four in the tournament. But fair play to the Scandinavian region. They have smashed it this tournament.
All right, so 3 quarterfinals are done, but we still have one more to go. FC Copenhagen's Mo Durami, will he be this happy after he tries to beat FC Porto's Fabio Silva, who's going to do his very best to make his ability in FIFA match the greatness of his hair? So don't change that channel, everyone. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Mo Dorami. I'm gonna play the second leg soon, and I hope I win, of course, going to the semi-final, and then the final. Come on lads, let's bring the trophy home. Come on, see you.
Thanks again for joining us for day 4 of the Stay and Play Cup. We are one match away from knowing who is going to be the last participant in these semifinals. I'm Jimmy Conrad alongside Mike LaBelle and the back-to-back E-World Cup finalist, MS Desari. He won it all in 2018, so it's a big honor to have him with us. Now, honestly, guys, I thought my energy was going to dip a little bit as this day went along, but it keeps ramping up because these games are so good. How are you feeling, Spen?
Exactly the same, mate. I mean, this is the last quarterfinal now. We're going to find out who our final 4 are. And it's a really tough one to call again. You know, the form book suggests the Scandinavian Durrami is going to get it. I like the fact that he said, "Come on, lads." It's a very British, vernacular. So that's warming me to him. But then I also like the young 17-year-old Fabio Silva, who I think that has got a bit about him. He's a very nice lad. And he spoke to us in English as well, which I thought was very impressive in his interviews after the game. He's kind of representing anyone that's not from Sweden or Denmark now. The rest of the tournament, he's our only hope. Yeah, stopping the Scandinavian domination, but they deserve it.
All right, Mike, talk us through these Twitch drops because it's a special thing for everybody watching at home.
And that is right, Jimmy. We have drops. It's time to check your EA and Twitch linked accounts as we have dropped an untradeable Prime Gold Players Pack to a selection of Twitch viewers just now. So remember to link your EA and Twitch accounts if you are watching. You want to be eligible to earn rewards.
Yeah, that's right. Also, please visit us on twitch.tv/EA Sports FIFA to learn more about the Stay and Play campaign for Global Giving's Coronavirus Relief Fund. But now, here we go. It's the last quarterfinal of the day. Mo Dorami versus Fabio Silva. And I'm actually going to start with you here first, Mike, because as I said earlier, you said that Mo Dorami might be the weakest of the Scandinavian players in this tournament, but he did Serginho Dest dirty, 5-0 at halftime in the round of 16 and ended up 7-2. I think he's got some game. He's got some great qualities. Do you now agree with me, Mike?
Indeed, he has. And Jimmy also went with Dest yesterday, so do not let him try to tell a different picture or a different narrative now. We kept the NA all-day theme, but I'm going with Dorami. I liked how he was talking during that game. It also means a lot to him. You can see the poster on the back wall. He's got August Rosemeyer, got Marcuso. It means a lot to the club. I believe in Dorami getting the job done. We're going to have a Scandinavian quad.
All right. What about you, Spencer?
Yeah, I find it hard to disagree with that. I think Dorami is a safe bet, although I'd be more than happy to see young Fabio Silva go through. But I think Dorami will do it.
Okay, and then you Desari, because Fabio Silva did take down Serge Aurier, Tottenham, in golden goal. I mean, he's got some game to him.
Since you all pick Dorami, I'll pick Fabio. I'll support him up.
All right. There we go. All the predictions. Let's go to this last meeting. It was in 2016, the UEFA Champions League group stage. It ended 0-0. It was in Denmark. But the fun fact about this was that Porto ended up finishing second in the group, and Copenhagen finished third. And as you guys know, that's a big difference because the one goes to the knockout rounds and the other one in third goes to the Europa League. All right, we're done talking over here. It's time to go to this last quarterfinal. Mark and Dan have the call of this game with MS Desari. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Jimmy. And yeah, the final game of the day is about to get underway. The final quarterfinal of the Stay and Play Cup. And Dan, I have to say, everyone's been amazing so far that's been competing in this tournament. But these two have stood out to me. Are just genuinely all-round nice guys. Do you know what I mean? Always playing with a smile on their face, always having fun.
Absolutely, especially in the interview with Fabio Silva as well, where he was doing the interview in English and he was even apologizing for his English, even though at 17 it was amazing. I could only dream of knowing a language that well, a second language that well. So they're just really both nice people, but they're also very good at FIFA as well. So this is going to be a really exciting matchup to see who can win it on the virtual pitch. But then either way, we're going to get a genuine, humble human being in the semi-final.
It's very true. Desari, I wanted to quickly ask you, do you think it's an advantage to have your quarterfinal game last so you can kind of watch how everyone else has played and maybe pick up a few things?
It depends on your sleeping. If I wake up earlier, I would prefer to play the first game. But if I wake up late, I'd prefer to play the last game.
So you just want a little bit more rest is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're underway. The final quarterfinal of the day of the Stay and Play Cup. We hope you've had a fantastic time watching all the way through the tournament so far. Mo Dorami versus Fabio Silva. Copenhagen versus Porto. And the first chance of the game is going to come early on here, and almost a mistake inside the box to pass it back to the Porto man, but Modarami gets away with it a little bit there.
To be honest, I'd still be surprised if anyone had a natural sleeping pattern in these current times. It seems like everyone's sleeping pattern is all over the place. It's almost, the ball goes all over the place in the box, but Fabio Silva tries to clear it, but it goes through, but I think that's going to be offside. Or is it? It's not offside. He somehow snuck through. And Darami is going to take the goal lead here. He didn't even realise.
I think he's just as surprised as everyone is. Modarami takes the lead. He's absolutely loving it, and rightly so. Fabio Silva, I feel you there. I was thinking, wait, the offside flag surely's got to go up here, but there must have been someone playing him onside. 1-0 here to Modarami.
I love the reaction.
I love the passion. That's what we're all about here. We want to see the passion. We want to see these guys enjoying themselves.
How many times has that happened to you, Dasari, where you've scored a goal and you're not quite sure whether it's gone in or whether it's offside, and you might celebrate a little bit early?
Not much, because like I usually like take care of the offside traps, you know, so I get there earlier. But I thought this one was offside.
Yeah, me too. I genuinely thought it was offside. It was just played through, and it seemed like there was far too much space, but maybe someone just off the camera playing them on. But a great start for Darami, and we heard him yesterday after each goal, just shouting, "Let's go, boys," and really getting into it. And I'm expecting more of that today if he does find goal after goal. But Fabio Silva just has to be careful at the back not to give the ball away so easily.
Well, here comes Fabio Silva, having picked the ball up, and there's a little bit of space for him to attack here, and that's a great tackle by Modarami. But the referee doesn't seem to agree, and we've already seen some real chances being created from these free kick opportunities. That's Fabio Silva. Been practicing his free kicks. He steps up. He goes towards the top corner, but not quite enough pace and power on that to trouble the goalkeeper.
Yeah, a really decent effort from Fabio Silva, Porto's youngest ever starter in their first team squad. But what can he do here in this FIFA game? Remember, the winner of this game will go on to play Bahui, who just won his game against Guimarães. And we could have 4 Scandinavians in the final. 2 Danes, 2 Swedes. Or is Fabio Silva from Portugal going to be able to at least keep someone outside of Scandinavia in the tournament?
I feel like Darami is trying to go over the wing, like a little bit too much. Like this is the second time in 22 minutes. He goes on the wing and cross.
Well, maybe he was listening in there for just a second as he went a little bit more central. Dasari's advice almost paid off as he created a little half chance moving forward. And it will be a goal kick here to Fabio Silva. Sends it long up the pitch. And that'll be possession turned over once again to the man from Copenhagen.
And he will break through
again.
Nah, but the keeper collects
That's
it.
proved my point.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a little cross goal action there. We've seen so many goals scored like that in the tournament with just the cut across goal or the pass back, as it were. Just laying it off.
Maybe the Copenhagen pros give them a little bit like of studying, analyzing Fabio. So maybe that's why he's crossing.
There's another scouting network, been set up between the players. I love the idea of everyone being involved, backing their player. Wanted to see him succeed, but here's Fabio Silva! And one chance is all he needed. 1-1 now in this game. But not so much of a loud celebration that we saw from Modarami. More of just a finger to the sky. Concentration, business. He knows he's got a lot more work to do here.
I think a lot of people would have written off Silva here just because of how well we saw Darami play yesterday against Dest, the 7-2 victory, and then previously won 3-0 against Helsinki's Alho. But we have to remember that Silva took down Serge Aurier from Tottenham 3-2 in his game, and Aurier has played a lot of FIFA. FIFA 20, like we've seen all the highlight packages of him playing at Spurs' stadium. Fabio Silva was able to pretty comfortably take him down after he was able to find those goals. So I think he is going to give Darami a really good game here. But as I say that, I think he might have given away a penalty. No,
it's a free
thankfully
kick.
not.
Don't worry.
It's going to be a
Don't
free
worry.
kick the other
Don't
way.
worry. It's
My heart
just a
stopped
free
for a
kick.
second.
Jasari, if you're standing behind Fabio Silva now and you're in a coaching role, which is something that obviously you don't do at the moment, you're too busy winning games on the pitch, what would you be saying to him to get back into this game?
I think like he needs to play the safe passes. He needs to have the ball a lot, to have more possession. Then he might have a little bit of chances. But first, he needs to keep the ball more.
The possession, the name of the game. For Fabio Silva to maybe find the lead. You've heard Dasari giving advice as well to Modarami, saying, mix it up a little bit. Don't focus too much on the wing play. Stay surprising. But here comes the Porto man again. Snap into the tackle, though, from Modarami. And he's now looking to turn defence into attack just as quick as he won the ball back.
Well defended by Fabio Silva, but again, just quickly playing the ball out from defence. I think what Dasari is alluding to is that Silva is maybe rushing a couple of these passes to try and go from defence to attack too quickly. And even though it can work out in certain situations, you're more likely to make those mistakes and give your opponent a chance. Like the first goal that he gave away to Darami. He just has to be a little bit more careful. But as we come to the 45th minute and we come to half-time, it's still 1-1. And nothing to separate the two unless we see something from this final attack on the right-hand side. Does go a goal. Keeper punches it out, and the keeper again doing absolute bits for Fabio Silva.
So half-time between the two players in the fourth quarter-final of the day. MS Dasari, let's get your thoughts on that first half.
I feel like Darami played a better half, to be honest. Fabio also had a good one, amazing goal. But like I feel like the only thing, last advice I can give it to Fabio, that don't push too much with the defenders, because I see like when he pushed with the defender, he have a space behind him. So I thought like if he put less pressure with his defenders, that will work.
The second half underway then. Tied up at 1-1. We've already had one golden goal decider between two players today. And I'm not wishing that on either of those. A heartbreaking way to go out. But Modarami now stepping forward again for Copenhagen. Right at the start of the second half. Has got inside the 18-yard box. Maybe looking for a cutback. Maybe looking to just dribble his way around absolutely everyone. Lays it across goal. And Modarami has wandered past everyone inside the box and provided the most beautiful of assists to a simple finish.
And you can see he's feeling it as well, celebrating towards the camera, making some noise again as he erupts and potentially making it an all-Scandinavian semi-final here. But we can't count Fabio Silva out just yet. Still plenty of time to get back into this game. And he is on the attack as well now. Plenty of room on this right-hand side. Nice little short 1-2 passes. Oh, that's a cheeky foul. And referee, have a word. How's he got away with that one?
I really enjoyed Darami's second goal, to be honest. Especially the extra pass. He waited it for too long.
Yeah, it was good composure inside that 18-yard box. I have to agree with you there. Took his time to just find that pass across goal. So easy to rush it. But now Darami's coming forward again inside the 18-yard box. This is where he did the damage before, and he's looking for another one. And it's just a combination of defender and goalkeeper and desperate defending from Fabio Silva that keep this at just a one-goal game.
I do love that throughout this tournament we've seen so many different play styles from these players as well, and some of them kind of similar to how they would play in real life, like defensive-minded players who have been holding on to the ball, and some that are just complete polar opposites. Maybe they're used to being sat at the back of the pitch as defenders, and then they want to get forward because they want to be the one scoring the goals for once. It has just been fascinating to analyse each and every single player. But ultimately, we have to say that the Scandinavian scene, both for esports and real football players playing FIFA, seems to be booming right now.
Strike across goal is saved by the goalkeeper, but the second ball across goal is causing problems as well, and Fabio Silva's holding on a little bit here. And he has got that out ball here on the right-hand side, and Marega has to stop up and go back inside, but again, well read there by Mo Darami. Dasari, for me, it seems like the longer this game's gone on, the more confidence Mo Darami has seemed to find in his game.
I agree with that 100%. I think Fabio needs to put a more tactical attacking stuff, maybe change formation, changing the structures of the players. We need to see some players up.
Strike at goal almost made it 3-1 again. And this second half has been completely dominated by the Copenhagen man, and he's looking for another one here, and it's just the goalkeeper again who's keeping Fabio Silva in this game.
Yeah, if I were Fabio Silva, I'd be thinking about making some tactical changes sooner rather than later. Get some fresh legs on the pitch now we've ticked past the 70th minute. And maybe a more aggressive formation as the through ball almost penetrates the defence. But time slowly starting to tick away. And time not on Fabio Silva's side right now. But he does manage to intercept here. If he can find a through ball, find a goal, could be taking this a little bit further, but no. Darami, again, just showing his experience and showing his ability to read the game.
So into the pause menu then. Needs to make changes, like you said, Dasari. And it seems like at the moment, he's maybe thinking about the 4-4-2. A good attacking formation for you?
Yeah, a very good attacking formation, and especially you have a player in every position, so you can press really well. But I think Fabio should play with his 6 players attackingly. Last formation, he just played with his 4 attacking players. So he needs to put more players up.
We'll see if he turns to the advice of Dasari as this game draws towards the end. Still 15 minutes left, however, for this formation to have an impact, and see if that works. But he has to be quick. He has to make every decision count at the moment. Darami again looking to release the winger on the far side. Goalkeeper again quick off his line.
So sorry, we have a phrase in England of throwing everything forward, including the kitchen sink. What would you call your all-out attack formation? If you were to be throwing everyone forward, what would you call it?
I think I'll go with 4-4-2 is a more balanced thing. If you're just losing by one goal, it's a more balanced thing. But if it's throwing everything away, I'll go with 3-4-2-1.
Just very attacking as many players forward as possible. Well, that's the advice from a world champion, and Fabio Silva needs to win the ball back, though, if he's going to be able to actually do anything and grab an equaliser here, because as it stands, it's going to be Darami going through.
Just under 10 minutes left for Mo Darami to either find a goal to secure this game or hold on and keep Fabio Silva from finding an equaliser. Maybe this is a chance here for Mo Darami. Twisting, turning. Surely it must be, and it is Mo Darami. Surely that's a semi-final spot.
Come on.
And he ushers to calm down. And he just shouts again to come on. The celebration is there. The goal was there. The third, and surely the nail in the coffin at this point. I don't think anyone would have expected it when we looked at the teams at the start of this tournament that we would have seen the Danes and the Swedes performing this well. Especially when you look at the bracket as well. Those players who have gone through, Lindström, Karlström, Bahoui and Darami all started in the round of 32. They didn't get the buy-in to the round of 16 like a lot of the other clubs. They all had to play that one extra game, and it seems to have paid off for them because they've still gone from strength to strength each game and just dominated each round.
There's just a few minutes left for Mo Darami to hold on. And I'm sure, even though he's 3-1 up, there's still a few nerves. I'm sure Fabio Silva's thinking, if I could just get one here, if I could just nip the ball back, there might be a chance for me to get back into the game. But again, an extremely fun game of FIFA between two amazing pro footballers who really have entertained us, as I say, on and off the pitch. And maybe Fabio Silva is going to find that goal. Almost works his way through. A fantastic passing maneuver there to get into the box. And he's still got the ball here, still not giving up, still keeping the pressure on. Goes for the strike from distance, but not enough to trouble the goalkeeper too much there.
it's not going to be enough. Darami is going to go through. We are going to have that all-Scandinavian semi-final. It was a great effort from Fabio Silva, and as you alluded to before the game, Mark, both incredible human beings, very nice personalities, as we'd expect. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Darami kisses the badge, and he will be marching on.
He kisses the bag. He brushes the hair. I wish I could do that. Unfortunately, those days are gone for me. But I just love the fact that he's got the Copenhagen players behind him as well. As I say, Marcuso just looking down on him almost appreciatively, saying, "Well done, I've taught you well." It's that kind of vibe, Dan.
Yeah, and I think that shows a really nice connection between kind of real life football and the esports FIFA scene that we have at the moment. And this tournament in general has brought the two worlds together. We've seen pro players contacting esports players looking for advice. And I think the more that happens, the better. Because ultimately, we all love football. It doesn't matter if it's the virtual pitch or not. Like, everyone just wants to see football in some form or shape.
Well, that's going to do it all for today's matches. It has been a fantastic day. Congratulations to Mo Darami on the win. But for now, it's back to Jimmy and the guys.
Thank you, Mark, Dan, and Dasari. Good to see you again. Spencer and Mike, another Scandinavian gets to the semifinals. I don't think anybody could have predicted it when this tournament started, but here we are. They've been really impressive, Spen.
They really have. I mean, we've always known that the Scandinavian region is a strong region within FIFA, but there's a lot of other strong regions as well. And ever since we first saw a lot of the Scandinavian guys play on the preliminary day, they've just looked unbeatable. And in fact, they still haven't dropped a game. There's not been a single Scandinavian player that has lost at any point. However, that has to change tomorrow because they're playing each other.
They're finally playing each other. Let's bring in Mo Darami now, the winner of this game over Fabio Silva. Mo, my number one question for you, outside of offering my congratulations, is what are you guys eating in that part of the world? Because it's clearly helping you guys win FIFA.
Actually, I don't know. We just eat the same as you people.
Mohammed, you've got. If we jump ahead, there's a chance that we could have a Danish final. We could have you guys of Copenhagen going up against Brøndby. And you have to say probably Jesper Lindstrøm has been arguably the standout player of the tournament so far. How special would that be for you, having an all-Danish rival match in the final?
That will be very special. We always beat them outside the pitch, so hopefully I will beat them inside the game.
Well, let's take a step back to what's coming up ASAP with your next match being up against Bahui. Have you been impressed? Not so much. What do you think?
He's good. He's very good. And I saw his game before. He's a good player, and I'll just play like I always do. And then I hope I will win and get into the final.
So, Darami, last question. I've seen you after scoring the second goal. You was pointing to your mind. Was this like a tactical football goal?
I don't know. Actually, it was just I think it's a very beautiful goal. And then I didn't expect that I'll go through like that, but it happens.
Now, Mo, you're going to play up against an opponent in Nabil Bahoui, as Mike said, that does a lot of scouting. So he's going to know your game inside and out. Are you going to practice or do anything different?
He can just scout me as long as he wants. It's all about the game, and maybe scouting is wrong.
Well, we love your confidence, Mo, and we wish you the best of luck tomorrow on Championship Sunday. We'll see you then.
See you.
All right. Mo Darami, everyone. Now, I did these grades before, Mike. I'm going to come to you again. What would you give him in terms of A to F, in terms of his performance today in the quarterfinals?
I thought he looked good. I would give him a B+, so still very solid ranking. But it really doesn't matter about my ranking. It still comes at the end of the day. It's about him winning and continuing that path, and then being able to adjust to each opposition. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Okay, we got a B+ from Mike. How about you, Spencer?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Mike. Yeah, he's in the B territory. You know, it wasn't the best performance we've seen, but it was certainly good enough to get through, and he looks good value for where he's got to. I just can't wait for tomorrow, man. We've got these rivalries all over the shop. We've got Sweden versus Denmark in 2 semis, and then we could have the same in the final, or an all-Swede, all-Danish final. So either way, there's a lot of pride to play for.
Okay, Dasari, you've seen all the matches now, all the quarterfinals. You know who's going to be in the semifinals. Who is your favorite tomorrow to go on and win the tournament?
I honestly think Bahoui played a great game today, but like tomorrow is a new day, so you never know. Darami also played really, really good, and especially his third goal was like a pro goal.
All right, let's get to the highlights of these Mo Darami highlights against Fabio Silva. Excuse me, just of Mohamed Darami. Mike, why don't you walk us through these?
No, absolutely. Started out well. Ball kind of bounces around in the box. We thought it was offsides. Ends up being onside. He had a fantastic reaction to this too. He said, wow! And he was surprised, which kind of made us smile. And then we saw Fabio Silva start to battle back, start to make chances, and really make this a game before getting into the second half where it was all Mo Darami's vision. We saw him controlling, and that's something that's different about Darami compared to some of his Scandinavian counterparts. I feel like a lot of the other Scandinavian players have been really gifted with the attack and the skill moves and some of those details. He's been a lot more tactical with his approach, his build-up play, swinging it side to side, looking for the correct angles, looking to get in behind, and then also making these types of on-the-fly or on the virtual pitch adjustments. And his third goal, like MS Desari was saying, easy on the eyes. Inside, you almost get a full 360 here. He's just trying to shake that center back, and he does that indeed, and the finish is class. 3-1. Adds a little bit of added emphasis to the victory.
I think what I've really liked out of all these Scandinavian players is their composure in the box, which has now led them to the semifinals, as we'll see here in the bracket, Spencer.
Yeah, and they definitely deserve to be where they are. And these are our final four players. It's the two Jespers on the left side. It's Lindström versus Karlström. Dane versus Swede, and then that is the same story on the right-hand side. Another Swedish club going up against another Danish club with Bahui versus Darami. So, I mean, really, you can make an argument for any one of those guys to win. It's all going to be about who turns up tomorrow to claim the first ever Stay and Play Cup victory.
Yeah, it's a real thin line between success and failure at the highest of levels. And here's our schedule for tomorrow. Championship Sundays, we're calling it the Jesper Derby is going first. Jesper Lindström versus Jesper Karlström. And then right after that, we'll see who'll be joining them in the final between Nabil Bahoui and Mo Darami. And then the grand final will obviously be the cherry on top, as Spencer said, of this first ever Stay and Play Cup. It's been a tremendous tournament. We're very excited to be with you guys. Day 5 will be tomorrow. Guys, what a day. What an absolute blinder of a day. MS Desari, it's been so great to have you with us. So thank you so much for your time.
I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for tomorrow's games.
Yeah, I know. We're excited to have you back as well. So thank you, everyone, for watching. It has been terrific. Any final thoughts from you, Mike, in particular, because I can't get enough of your jacket?
The Battle Royale of the Nordic players. I'm trying to figure out my headline, but I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. It's going to be good money.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you to MS Desari again for joining us. Congratulations and good luck to the players who advance to the semifinals. And it's all happening tomorrow in the same place, but it's going to start an hour later. 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Central Europe time. And until then, I'm Jimmy Conrad, reminding you to stay home, stay safe, and play together.